listening to the annual Super Awards Round podcast, where myself, John Mugiwara Jam, and my friends, Jad Peanuts.
Can I live in your mindset? Because I was so much happier before I ever found out about the Unfunnies.
Rooty Bo Booty.
Please just say the word penis. Just please say the word penis instead.
Prince Luffy.
Sometimes you need to just talk to Godzilla. Godzilla just needs a hug.
And Christine.
Look at this little freaking bean.
All get together and discuss the things we enjoyed and the things we also didn't enjoy in the past year, while we also reward the best and the worst things that come from that year. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, one and all, and welcome to the very first annual Super Awards Round. This is a brand new podcast project I am started with my good friends, not just within Super Bonus Round, but also with the What the Fuck Was That podcast, as well as some other friends. So joining me today on this first edition are my Super Bonus Round co-host and good friend Jad Peanut.
Hey!
My girlfriend Christine, who is a very late addition. And Austen's co-host of the What the Fuck Was That podcast and frequent Super Bonus Round guest, Rooty.
Hello, everybody.
And also frequent guest of the Super Bonus Round, Prince Luffy.
Hello.
So, I'm sure we all have our opinions on award season and how they don't exactly do that great of a job. But I'm starting to see other groups of people like doing their own award shows to try and reward what they think should be reward and, not reward what they should reward. So I thought, why not? So actually, this actually started out as an idea of I want to do my own Game of the Year podcast because I think the Game Awards mostly are a sham with just commercials riding everywhere. But then when I wanted to include my friends on it, I found out, wait a minute, I play more games than they do. They watch more cartoons, read more books, and watch more movies than I do. So why don't I make it an all-inclusive award? Because there's some crossover. We can nominate the best villains, the worst villains, the best characters, the best animation. We can do all that stuff. So I thought, maybe this experiment will work. Maybe it won't. So let's do what's called the Super Awards Round. Though this is a Let's Play channel, I'm also doing podcasts on it. So I figured, let's make it an animation, movie, game, book award show where we all make our case for who was like the what was the best villain, the best duo, worst adaptation, most likely to fall for a crypto scam. We're just gonna have some fun with it. There's no real structure to this other than a very loose one that I've set. So
combine all of the things.
So before we get into our categories, does anyone have anything they want to add before I continue?
No.
There are going to be spoilers in this.
Oh, right.
So if
Yes.
you don't want to be spoiled on anything, do not listen.
All right,
Okay,
so
you have been warned.
I will warn on very specific categories which ones will be spoiled. Christine, I don't think you have to be worried about too many of the spoilers on your end, because for example, Metaphor Fantasio, I have not beaten it yet, so I might spoil like one boss, but that's it. So before we get into our categories, so basically how this is going to work is we're going to take stuff that came out or is ongoing during 2024, and those are what's eligible in our little categories. However, I know not everybody has a ton of time to catch up everything that comes out in the year. So, and many of us, like myself, will watch stuff that or play stuff or read stuff that came out beforehand that we didn't get to until recently. So I have what's called the honorable mentions category. So how this is going to work is there really is no limit. If there's something you want to make mention of that you finished or started this year that was not from 2024, you may do so. But I'm going to make this a little bit more interesting. There's also a dishonorable mention where you consumed a piece of media that you despised and you want to go off on a rant about how much you hated it. I'm granting you that too. And also, one last one, if there's something you wanted to get to and just didn't get to, you may also bring that one up as well. So before we get to our categories, let's do the honorable, dishonorable, and apologetic mentions. So does anyone want to go first, or should I go first to set the tone?
I want to go first. Can I go first?
Okay, so we're going to do honorable mentions first. So Rooty is going first.
Thank you. Okay. All right, so this should not be a surprise to anybody, but one of my honorable mentions is Demon Slayer. So the thing is, I restarted the series with my friend Sushi because they have not watched it, and it had been a while since I had watched the first season. And I just forgot how good like the first season is. It's a very strong first season. It draws you in. You are invested in the characters right away. It helps like the world building is good and fantastic animation, of course. So yeah, I've also been reading the Demon Slayer manga, which is equally good. So another thing, if you guys do not know me, I have a thing for dating sims. And I have discovered a studio called Snack Pop Studios, which specializes in male fan service. So this is for the ladies and the gays and the theys. You know, you want to see some pretty men, you'll get some pretty men. And the first game I played by them is The Groom of Gallagher Mansion. So you and your best friend have started like a paranormal club at your college, and you're in danger of being shut down because it's just you two. There's nobody else in the club. It's just you two. And apparently there's a spooky mansion and there's a ghost in said mansion. But you have to go in and pretend you're looking to be married. You go in and you're like, oh, woe is me. I was stood up at the altar. And when you do that, a ghost appears and says, hey, I'll marry you. So now you have to decide if you're going to marry this ghost or not. It's very short, but it's really sweet and lots of fun. The characters are fun. The humor is delightful, and it is fully voice acted.
So yeah, so it's like the Haunted Mansion, but except you get to fuck the ghosts.
Yes,
which is the worst. Like the worst part of the Haunted Mansion is that you can't fuck the ghost. So this is a cure for that. That's good.
I mean, you can, but you'll be promptly banned from property once you try.
Okay, so...
I mean, they won't let you scout your ashes on the ride. Chances are you can't dry hump the animatronics.
Oh, no, they'll let you scatter your ashes, but you'll be promptly put into a leaf blower.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm trying to remember if Eddie Murphy tried to fuck the ghost in the Haunted Mansion movie. I feel like he did.
No,
Jesus.
the ghost tried to fuck his wife.
Fuck him. Oh, right. Yep, that's exactly what it was. It was many years ago that I watched it last. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And wishlisted.
All right, so next, if you guys also don't know me, I have a thing where it's like if I find a musician I like, I go like balls to the wall for them. And I discovered Chapel Rowan, and I have fallen in love with her because she is everything I love. She is weird and out there. She is opinionated. When she was starting out as a musician, for her show, she would hire local drag queens to perform with her. She is, and also like if you listen to her music, it is obvious that she is not straight. She is into women. Like literally one of her songs called Good Luck Babe, it says when you wake up next to him in the middle of the night with your head in your hands, you're nothing more than his wife. Like it's obvious she is talking about being in love with a woman. And she also just has such a fun, unique sense of fashion. I showed Jad a picture of her on Saturday Night Live. Just the picture.
Yeah. I saw her at the, what was it? Last, like, a few weeks ago.
The album I nominated was her album that won The Fall and Rise of the Wind Western Princess. I love everything about her, even though people like, oh, she should shut up and what. It's like, no. I love her. She has been actively also trying to get better, like, mental health care for performers, because surprisingly a lot of these companies don't offer that. So it's just I love everything about her. The album is so good. She has like I think her most popular song is Hot to Go, HOTT, that one, which is which I do love, but also she does like young queer heartbreak so well.
No.
I hear people mention Pink Pony Club a lot with regard to her too.
It's very pretty.
Yep, that's one of the ones she did at the
My sister loves Chapel Roan, and when we I took a road trip to Georgia last year. I think it's been over a year now. I think I have not been able to get Naked in Manhattan out of my head. Yeah,
she's good. I'm happy she's here. So yeah, if you want to listen to some music, just find The Rise and Fall of the Midwestern Princess. So
shout out to Julie if you're listening.
So for Dishonorable, surprisingly, I only have one. Like John mentioned, me and Jad run a podcast where we review.
Wait, hold on. Are we doing all of them together, or should we go through?
Do you want them to do all together, or do you want me to wait?
So why don't I ask everyone this? Do we want to go through everyone go through the honorables first before we get nasty?
Honorables first.
Let's do honorable first before we get really into rant
Who's
heavy.
next?
But
All right.
let's also, I also want to add that I've noticed that a couple of people shared Dishonorables, so I don't know if they want to like share that.
I think if you
together.
share an nominee, you get to talk about it together.
Oh yeah,
Like-
Yeah, that's what I
so
was
me and
thinking.
Austin will, of course, talk about what.
Like for example,
Yeah.
I know Austen and Christine share an apologetic, so they will get to go together on that one. And Rooty and Austen also share an apologetic, so there you go.
do.
All right.
So who wants to go next for honorable mentions?
Mine's short, so I'll go.
Go
I only
ahead.
got two. Oh, sorry.
You-
I only got two so far. Super Mario RPG, specifically the remake.
yeah.
Now, this was a remake of the old Super Nintendo RPG. That was the first time Nintendo and Square collaborated on a game. Like back then, a lot of Square's games were Nintendo exclusive for a while. And people were skeptical, like, what? An RPG starring Mario? How does that work? And turns out very well. Not only does Mario manage to keep all the colorful whimsiness of the games, but they also made the combat more hands-on compared to Final Fantasy. Like, it's not enough to just choose your action in the menu. You also got time button presses and wiggle around the D-pad in order to do more damage or protect yourself from enemy attacks. And it was the first time we saw Bowser and Peach actually working with Mario.
Yeah, it was the first time Bowser was a hero, quote unquote.
And we even got some original characters. Mallow, who was like the black mage specializing in magic. He's a little cloud guy.
Who thinks he's a frog?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And everyone's favorite, Chino, the puppet.
Yes, Dino.
And it was a very fun and quirky RPG. And on my Disney cruise, I enjoyed playing it during my downtime. I went during the days at sea, so it was a lot of fun.
And not to plug us, but I think I will. I really enjoyed my playthrough. I did it with Austen and Rooty.
It was so much fun. The characters are so fun, and I really enjoy a lot of the unique character designs I had too.
And that joke that Moles John did.
Gosh. That's one of the funniest running jokes he's ever created.
Not to toot my own horn, but every time I heard that while editing the best of 2024, I would double over laughing. I'm like, how did I come up with that on the fly? How? I don't remember doing that at all. I just remember rolling with it and seeing it would stick, and then Austen and Rooty lost it.
I
But
feel
yeah.
like that's how some of the best jokes come to be.
But let it not be said too that Super Mario RPG's mechanics are really fun. They introduced like button timing where you where like if you like during your attack, if you press a button during a very specific time, you do more damage or you go again. And also, most importantly, the soundtrack is fucking phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
But it's among Yoko Shimomura's best, and I frequently use the victory theme in memes on the channel. Like whenever we get through a hard trial or something, I have the victory theme edited into the video. Case in point, when Austen couldn't fight that relic in Persona 3 Reload. I threw it in when you finally killed him.
Also, another joke we made is see when Mario reaches for the star, it kind of looked like it's like a little kid going. So we would say, "What does Mario want? Mario want uppies."
Also, that game also has my favorite memory of hearing Rooty hearing Rooty laugh the hardest I ever heard her laugh. But Mario just spinning in the water.
I don't know why. I guess maybe I was like a little loopy or something. I just couldn't stop laughing at the fact that Mario, when he drops into the water, he just doesn't swim. He just lets himself go and he's just spinning around. I found it absolutely hilarious.
Yep, that's how it was.
This is my life now.
That's how it was in the SNES version, and that's how it will stay in the Switch version, I guess.
I do appreciate that.
Okay, and now my next honorable mention. It's another game I played on SBR, Pizza Tower.
Yeah.
Now, for those who don't know me, Wario's my favorite Nintendo character. Like my family, we didn't have an NES or Super Nintendo when I was growing up. We had a Genesis, but we did had a Game Boy, and one of the first games I played on it was the very first Wario Land. And I've been hooked on it ever since, with the best one in the series being, without a doubt, Wario Land 4, which was on the Game Boy Advance. And
funny enough, was released on the Switch ISO today.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. And yet, for some reason, the Wario Land series has went on ice for a long time. But some guy, I don't know his name, he decided to make a spiritual successor in the form of a very anxious, anxiety-ridden Italian pizza maker named Peppino.
For those of you not watching the video, just imagine Courage the Cowardly Dog if he was a pizza chef.
Yeah. So it borrows a lot of the gameplay style of Wario Land 4, but it also has a unique combo system that had to stand out. Like, the more items and enemies you collect and set amount, the higher your score climbs up. And it has a very unique art style that reminds me of Courage the Cowardly Dog and Ed, Edd and Eddy. It's all hand-drawn, and that's a really bopping 8-bit style music track.
Yeah, it honestly sounds like a Sega Genesis soundtrack, if I'm being honest. But the highlight track, of course, is "It's Pizza Time," and which, fun fact, was the first song ever written for the game. Before they even nailed the concept, what it was, he wrote that song first.
Like there's going to be fucking pizza involved in this game.
Oh yeah, the villain is a possessed pizza.
And hopefully one day we'll get around to playing the Noise DLC,
starring that fucking pervert.
Yeah, they created a character inspired by the Noid, who was a mascot for Domino's, and called him the Noise. And somehow he's even more annoying than the Noid was.
I hate him.
I fucking hate that thing.
I hate him.
He makes me uncomfortable.
I can't imagine I would like the
He
Noid.
would be eligible for a category today if that game did not come out last year. Well, you know what? He might actually be eligible because he got his own update this year, but I think it's too late.
Oh God, what is that?
Did you look him up?
What did no? What did you? Which one of you put that in chat? Austen.
I put in a GIF of the Noise.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as you didn't put in that face that I hate.
That's another little running bit in our
the one
playthrough.
with
The one with him in the door.
Oh.
I hate that.
Yeah, I think Pizza Run's going to be a game that I just watch people play instead of playing myself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
if you want to do that, once again, you're on the right channel to find one. It's just, if you want to see Austen flex his Wario Land 4 skills, while I laugh my ass off at the funny art and cower in fear at the pervert, go check that out. All right, so that was Austin.
Who's next?
That was Austin's honorable. Who is next?
I'll go last.
Okay, that means it's either me or Luffy are going. I have a couple, but I'm going to try and be as brief as I can with some of these. Okay, so I have a couple of honorable mentions, and one I added late, which will surprise the hell out of everybody at this call. I watched the first Beetlejuice for the first time this year. I believed growing up I had seen this movie. I had not. I remember seeing clips of it and seeing it in like references to like YouTube video edits, but no, apparently the only Tim Burton I was ever exposed to as a kid was the first Batman, Nightmare Before Christmas, and whatever he released while I was, a kid. But Beetlejuice, I think might be his best film he's ever made. I agree. Whatever you think of like the Tim Burton style, tone, and all that, and the bum 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 Danny Elfman music. This movie is that concentrated in the best way possible. Michael Keaton is wonderful as Beetlejuice. Winona Ryder is incredible. Catherine O'Hara is even better. And to take solace in knowing that this was my first time seeing this movie ever, the banana song scene at the dinner table, I was dying fucking laughing. That is one of the funniest scenes put to film. Not just because of the absurdity of singing the Harry Belafonte song, but Catherine O'Hara perfectly captured the feeling of, okay, I'm being possessed doing this and I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm fucking rolling with it.
I also agreed that it is Tim Burton's best because it's just everything that's Tim Burton, It's weird. There's weird monsters. It's creepy. It's kooky. It's just everything you want from a Tim Burton film.
Yep. Okay, so
and
next...
there's a certain guy that isn't in the cast of this one.
Yep, they have an explanation for what happened to him in 2, and I think it's hysterical.
It's perfect. I mean, because they didn't have to show him that way.
Okay, so I've got a couple of honorable mentions. I'm going to try and be as brief as I possibly can. There's also a niche JRPG that I really enjoy, that I enjoyed growing up as a kid, but I never finished until last year when I just stayed up to 4 a.m. trying to stream it. Dark Cloud 2. Now, this is a Sony-owned IP, and there have been 2 games in the Dark Cloud series. Basically, the whole conceit of Dark Cloud is the world has been destroyed, and in the story and in the mechanics, you have to rebuild the world from scratch. Like, you have to build houses, build forests, build living materials, house people. And not only do you get the option to put the world back to the way it was, the characters will often reward you for like, hey, I would like it if you pointed my house at like the windmill because I pray to it every night because it gives me solace. If you do that, I'll give you a really rare item or weapon or something like that. That's how it was in Dark Cloud 1. Dark Cloud 2 expands on that, where it's like the villain is destroying he's taking over the world by going back in time and destroying everything so that he makes the world in his image. So you have to go to the past, and he's residing in the future to restore the worlds in the past to rebuild the future to potentially make it better and defeat Emperor Griffin. And this one has 2 protagonists in it, Max and Monica. Max from the past and Monica from the future. And you can literally go to the future to see how your choices in building the diorama, as they call it, impact the future. And of course, you get rewards for 100%ing all of the not required, but kind of required elements to it. It has a stellar voice cast. Like, it's got Scott Menville, who plays Robin as Max. Mark Hamill's the villain. Fun fact, I heard Scott Menville in this before I ever heard him as Robin in Teen Titans. Teen Titans was premiering on Cartoon Network when I started playing this game. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Is that Max? And I think Monica's played by Andy McAfee, which the only other role I know her for is she plays the little girl in that bad Tom and Jerry movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay, and I'm going to try and be as brief as I can.
That Tom and Jerry movie is like, there's too many of them.
The one where they suddenly start talking.
Oh, okay.
The one that was in theaters.
Yes, that one. The one where Richard Kind plays Tom.
Yeah, the animated one.
Oh, God.
I had that on VHS.
All right, my next honorable mention is God of War Ragnarok. Now, the reason I didn't get around to this is because somebody in this call wanted to be there when I finished it. We only finally got around to it this past Christmas.
I'm sorry.
So you guys are probably familiar with the God of War franchise. Angry that guy at the god kills the gods. He's basically irredeemable because of his brutal killing methods. Well, in this new duology, he has a son now. He's basically destroyed the Greek pantheon, and now he just wants to raise his son to not be like him. So that's what the whole conceit of the first game was about, the God of War for PS4. Then there's God of War Ragnarok, where his son is apparently the incarnation of Loki, and his son is trying to deal with, trying not to be like his father, trying to listen to his father. But he is also being influenced and manipulated by Odin and his family. And Odin's a real prick in this one. Odin is usually a stand-up dude, all powerful but benevolent king. No, Odin's a dick in this, an absolute dick. I thought that I did not think it was possible to redeem Kratos as a person after all of the horrible, horrible things he has done. But I think not only was this game fantastic on performance and gameplay level, but narratively, I think this is, if they never do another God of War starring Kratos ever again, I think this is the pitch perfect place to end it.
Yeah.
All right. Tell you what, I have like 3 other honorable mentions. I'm going to remove those. I won't talk about them too much, but I finally played Final Fantasy 8, 9, and 10 this year. I'll just briefly go over that. Final Fantasy 8, while has very strange mechanics, under the right guidance, specifically my special guest co-host Zerby, if you know how to break that game in half, it is a lot of fun, and it has a really weird out there story, but it has a better love story than I think Final Fantasy 7 does. 9 has a fantastic story. and that they said they were going to be making an animated series based on it. I think that would work. In fact, they might be remaking this game, which they should, because the gameplay is leaving something to be desired. Performance-wise, it has not aged well, and I think that the rate of thievery, where if you steal an item steal from an enemy, you'll get something. For playing as a character that's a thief, even if you upgrade the thief perk all the way up, it's still bad, which I think is a crime. But I think it has a fantastic story. However, I think the all-arounder is Final Fantasy X. This was the last great Final Fantasy. Like this was Hironobu Sakaguchi.
That was fun to watch.
Hironobu Sakaguchi was the father of Final Fantasy, and Nobuo Uematsu was the music. He's the composer. This was their swan song. And I think there are still people that are divided on this. I think if there's anything wrong with Final Fantasy X, Blitzball. The Blitzball minigame. You do not have to be good at it to beat the game. If you want Wakka's ultimate weapon, you have to do it. But I think if you were able to follow a guide, or if you have Zerby as a friend, I think you're in for a great time. I think, but what I like most about Final Fantasy X is when you want to switch to another character, it does not take up a turn. You can literally juggle around your team and try to figure stuff out without losing a turn. And I think that's wonderful. It also has my favorite battle theme. As much as I love Final Fantasy VII, and 7 is my all-time favorite, 10 is my second. And finally... you have something else to say?
My sister was obsessed with 10 when it first came out. She is a diehard JRPG fan.
Yeah, and 10 was also the first one with voice acting, which had an all-star cast. James Arnold Taylor as Titus, John DiMaggio as Wakka, and Kamari. So on and so forth. And Greg Berger plays Titus's alcoholic, abusive father. Yeah, so Eeyore is your alcoholic father.
I like it. I like it. Makes sense.
And finally, sorry, does someone want something they wanted to add?
No.
I heard someone say something. Okay, and finally, my final honorable mention is one that I am literally an hour away from beating. My number one honorable mention this year is Alan Wake 2. So I got into the Alan Wake series, which is by the Sam Lake, who's made Max Payne games, Control, Quantum Break. As a joke, Alan Wake was being delisted from Steam way back in 2017. So me and Rich thought, let's play it for fun, and then laugh at the bad Steam port of it, because it made some of the faces look really, really strange. We even associated Alan Wake with the Tim Allen thing from Home Improvement for a while, because of the way his face looked. What I was not expecting was the sequel to be one of not only the best horror games I've ever played, but a contender for one of my top 5 games ever made, period.
Wow.
Alan Wake 2 fires on so many cylinders. Alan Wake 1 is a kind of horror action adventure. Alan Wake 2 is a survival horror action adventure. It incorporates live action, gameplay footage seamlessly. The presentation is wonderful. It is a massive step up gameplay wise, where you have 2 protagonists, Saga Anderson, who is a FBI agent trying to investigate these murders that were happening in Bright Falls, Washington, which is where Alan Wake 1 took place. You're also playing as Alan Wake himself, who at the end of Alan Wake 1, spoilers for Alan Wake, he gets stuck in the dark place, which is a literal dark dimension in the lake of Bright Falls, Washington. You're playing a Saga to try and solve the mystery and get Alan Wake out, while Alan Wake himself is trying to get out. The music is also phenomenal. Sam Lake also frequently collaborates with his friends that are in this band called the Old Gods of Asgard. They put on a fucking musical in the middle of this.
Yes.
That's awesome.
You guys are so goddamn lucky that Alan Wake 2 did not come out in 2024, because I would fist fight all of you to get Herald of Darkness to beat Defying Gravity.
You wouldn't fist fight me.
Me and Christine.
You wouldn't fist fight me.
Well, not just Herald of Darkness. Herald of Darkness is a musical number they put on summarizing the story of Alan Wake up to that point. I think even if you don't play that, you should at least see that song and that performance.
I believe you have shown it to all of the rest of us.
I haven't shown it to Rooty, but I think when we're done recording, I think I have to show it. Also, there's also another song that they do towards the final battle that I think is just as good, if not possibly better. But Herald of the Darkness has been my literal brainworm since September of last year. I've listened to it literally. I'm not even joking. I listen to it every fucking day. I love that song. So
there was one time that John and I were going somewhere, and all we did was play that song over and over and over again.
And we were also singing along.
It was awesome.
We were singing along basically. So Alan Wake 2 not only is the house of my brainworm, it is also the best horror game I've ever played. Because like I haven't even gotten to the key mechanic. Alan Wake can literally change his environment, like because he's a fiction writer. He can literally go to his typewriter and type a plot element for what's going on around him, and he will change the environment around him in real time.
Oh, so it's kind of like stranger than fiction.
Yeah, so like it was like, oh, I can't get past this wall. Well, what if I change the plot elements? So like, oh, this is the cult of the word. He types something in his typewriter, boom, he can go through the room now. And with the power of modern consoles and PCs, it's like that. It changes. It's an incredible game if you're a horror fan of any kind, and you have it's not on Steam, it's on Epic because they published it. Strongly recommend Alan Wake 2. If I had played it in 2023, the first one is a good too, but the 2 I think shines so hard. And this, pun unintended, because light is a big part of it. All right, I've gone on long enough. Christine said she wants to be last for honorable mentions. So Luffy's next.
Luffy's next.
Me. All right, my honorable mentions. The first one that I have is the Locked Tomb series by Tamsin Muir. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I'm sorry, Tamsin. You may have heard of it on Tumblr, or
I have heard of this. I've heard of Gideon the Ninth.
Yes, Gideon the Ninth, Harold the Ninth, and Nona the Ninth. It's going to be a tetralogy, meaning 4 books, but the 4th book is not out yet. It is a lot of fun. It's a science fiction, fantasy, what used to be called like a sword and stone kind of series where science fiction is mixed with like some medieval elements, a la like swords and more regressive technology. It's set in a far off apocalyptic future, where the world as we know it has been utterly destroyed and remade 10,000 some years on. All of the planets have houses on them, which are basically like colonies. And there's a lot of lesbians, a lot of cannibalism, and a lot of necromancy.
I was about to say hell yeah until I heard cannibalism.
The cannibalism is very, very
Although
fun.
I will say, I'm relieved you said necromancy instead of necrophilia.
No, it's necromancy, and
thank
the
God.
necromancy is part of where the cannibalism ties in. It is very much a cannibalism is a metaphor for love kind of thing in certain elements. And it is filled to the brim with a bunch of really silly memes. If you have an eye or you've been on Tumblr since the early 2010s, you will definitely be able to spot throwaway lines in there, like, you know, while you were busy looking at girls, I was studying the blade.
That's where that's from? That's where that's from? Oh my God.
What?
And things like that, like it is, it never takes itself too seriously while also creating expansive, intricate world building that is just utterly like interesting. The most villainous character in it, who is essentially God, as he's framed himself, was apparently in the pre-world a Twitch streamer.
Of course. Funny.
And according to the author, visually looks like Taika Waititi. Well, she is from New Zealand.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There are some Kiwi elements in it. It is a lot of fun. I would definitely suggest it. From what I hear, the audiobook is also very good. So if you're more of an audiobook kind of person, give it a shot. And then come talk to me about it. All right. Second is Kevin can go F himself.
Wow.
What did Kevin do to you?
Kevin did everything wrong. Kevin Can Fuck Himself is an amazing show. It is only 2 seasons long, and it is on Netflix. It is a analysis and takedown of traditional sitcom marriage dynamics. Kevin is based on basically every fat, misogynistic, lazy sitcom husband there ever was. But mostly Kevin of like King and Queens.
Oh, I see where this is going.
And the series really focuses on his quote unquote nagging wife, Allison, who is played by the actress who plays Alexis in Schitt's Creek. One of the most interesting things about this show is the way in which it encapsulates both Kevin and Allison's worldviews in its camera usage. Every time that Kevin is on screen, it's a single camera, bright lighting, traditional sitcom kind of layout with a laugh track, like an audience. And we get this feeling that, you know, he's doing his shenanigans and whatnot, and everyone around him, to him, is a one-dimensional stereotype. His dad that lives with them, who's like, you know, the dad of the snarky dad in the basement, the dumb best friend, and nagging wife. And as soon as he's off screen, everything is gritty and dark and dank. Allison's world is oppressive. She is trapped in an abusive marriage with essentially a man baby who takes no responsibility for anything that he does and makes her into the bad guy. And so the 2 seasons of this are her journey on breaking away from him. And it's both a drama and it's a dramedy, really. It's a black comedy at best. Because the first idea that she comes up with is that she is going to kill him.
Damn.
Because that is the only way that she sees of getting out of this. The performances from her and the actor who plays Kevin, who is mostly a stage actor. He actually played Shrek on Broadway. His name's Eric Peterson. And mostly Mary Hollis Inbuden, who is the dumb best friend's sister, like snarky sister. Initially, their relationship, the relationship between Allison and Patty is that kind of snarky, can't get along, no 2 women can be friends in a sitcom kind of thing, to this extremely close relationship. Like, their relationship carries the show. And it is a fantastic, like, treatise on the sitcom husband and the nagging wife, and there's so much to look for in every aspect of the show that I cannot recommend it enough. I just watched it with friends this last year, and we were blown away.
I do remember hearing about this. I just had totally forgotten about the name.
It's very good.
I've been wanting to watch this, so thank you for reminding me what it is.
And the last one I have is Given. Given is a manga and anime series. Yes.
Yes.
We're talking about fucking Given. All right. It is
Please do.
It is a BL series, both the manga and the anime are fantastic. It centers around 3 different arcs, essentially, but what's going to draw you in the first arc is the story between Ritsuka and Mafuyu, who Mafuyu is the redhead and Ritsuka is the black-haired guy. Ritsuka is in a band, and they're mostly an instrumental band. They've been looking for a singer. He comes across Mafuyu, who has a broken guitar that he doesn't really play, and he hears him, and it turns out that he's a fantastic singer. And as we go into the series, we learn that Maifuyu's guitar belonged to his boyfriend Yuki, who committed suicide before the start of the anime/manga. And at its core, given in all 3 arcs, is about changes in life and seasons. All of the names are they're named after seasons primarily, and other elements that affect the seasons. And Yuki means snow. Ritsuka is his name used characters for summer. And Mafuyu is learning to open his heart again and move on from this devastating loss, and grow into a new relationship. The second couple, the one character is clinging to a kind of often on again abusive-ish relationship that he's just needs to break out of and move into something new, etc., etc. The voice acting, the music. Oh my fucking god, the music. If you ever have a chance to listen to Fuyu no Hanashi, which is the first song that Mafuyu plays, that is a treatise about his relationship with Yuki, the Japanese voice actor fucking brings it. So much. In the middle of the song, there is this devastating, he takes this moment and he just yells. There is never such devastation have I heard in a character, in an actor. It is fucking heartbreaking and beautiful. It is lovely. It is 10 volumes of manga. Currently, the first 2 romances have been adapted. They are currently doing the 3rd one, which I'm very excited for, because the closeout of the manga is that Yuki's former band invites Ritsuka as a temporary guitarist for them, and they want to finish a song that Yuki had started and had been writing for Mafuyu, and somehow combine the person who loved Mafuyu before and the one who loves him now to create one final piece. And I cannot wait to hear that adapted, because the music in this is fucking baller.
Nice.
So those are my honorable mentions.
All right. That leaves Christine to be the last one for honorable.
Okay, so about that, I missed one. Apparently got off the list for honorable mention. But anyway, I'll just do it anyway. Let's see. So honorable mention, Dr. Stone, really good show. I am really terrible with descriptions, so
Isn't it about science?
Yes, actually. Okay, actually no, that's not entirely true. Okay, so basically some green beam comes down from somewhere and turns everybody into stone. And
Including the doctor?
basically like 3,000 years later, you see the main character in the picture there with the green hair. He's the first one to wake up, and he was he likes science and chemistry and stuff, and basically he goes to find his friends. I don't know if they're in the picture. No, they're not. And I'm really terrible at descriptions.
You're doing fine.
Well, I don't know the actual series to be able to hold a candle to that description you just gave us.
I mean, if you're really struggling, you could also pull up the Wikipedia and read the blurb.
I sure can.
Yeah, see, I was looking at the Wikipedia, and I'm like, I think Christine's actually doing a decent job, because you got the beam, people turning to stone, and the main character, so yeah.
Yeah, and
he turns to stone and gets his doctorate.
As one does.
Sure. But anyway, yeah, because I watched it, So basically, this is the only show I was able to keep up with, like, the entire time this has been going. And yeah, so basically they go through, like, he starts out by himself, he starts building houses and stuff, and all of a sudden they go all the way from primitive tools all the way to currently airplanes and tanks and boats.
Dang.
Yeah.
So it goes to the advancement of technology.
Actually, yes. And then in the picture here, everybody who's on the left and right side of them are people that were, so they are basically all descendants of the,
Rock Biter.
huh?
They're all descendants of the Rock Biter.
What did you say?
The
The rock fighter from your never-ending story.
Now that's
Well, I'll
how.
talk about that one later. So, pretty much, he goes around trying to find civilization, and he happens to find one, and basically he goes... There is a lot of stuff going on in this show, to be honest with you.
You don't have to go over all of it if you don't want to.
Yeah, I know, but yeah. But yeah.
Yes.
I think I've pretty much hit the beats, but like that's like the gist.
Sounds interesting. It was on my watch list for a while. I just never got around to it.
Uh-huh. And for people who are watching the video version, if you can see on his shirt, his name is Senku, by the way. He has E = MC square on his shirt.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would make the second time I've seen Einstein in an anime recently.
Yes. Yeah, so let's see, what's my second one? I am going to absolutely butcher this. I always butcher this name.
It's okay, Austen butchers most Japanese names.
You know what?
Arifureta.
I'll just call it this. What is this? From commonplace to world's strongest.
Arifureta?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's really good. This season I kind of fell behind on it because I was watching other stuff. But yeah, so how do I describe this? Okay, to be honest with you, in terms of like lots of stuff, it's kind of like Sword Art Online, where it's got like the video, not in video game, but it's got like the stat screen and stuff, all those things. It's got like magic, and I'm terrible. But yeah.
Okay. Well, is it like Sword Art Online except it's missing? It's terrible.
Actually, yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's
okay.
really
Cool.
good.
Okay. Cool.
It seems also similarly to Sword Art Online, it was based on a light novel.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
And,
that's what I figured.
And okay, so the main character, Hajime, he's like he gets separated from his crew per se. And so things happen.
Is it
And
an isekai? I'm sorry. Is it an
No, it's fine.
isekai?
What'd you say?
Like an isekai. Is it an isekai?
That's what I meant. Thank you. Oh god. Thank you. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Most of the characters that are already there are already isekai'd.
They all got hit by Truck
Like
Coon.
from the start. Not even like SAO where they get dropped in immediately. No, they're already there.
Okay.
Interesting.
You know what? I'm gonna go on the wiki. I'm terrible at this. Let's go.
Yeah. Use the wiki as like a. This isn't a speech class. I'm not grading you.
You
Yeah.
know what? Sure.
It sounds like you covered it based on what your reaction.
Yeah. No. I actually pretty much did. All right.
Okay.
Well, that's just how the that's just like the beginning of it. And where are we at? Okay. Before you put that one up, I meant to put solo leveling in honorable. Bring that one up.
It's not in this file because you told me to take it out. So you may as well.
Whatever.
It's in another category, so you may as well move on.
Okay. All right. So Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So I absolutely love this game.
Sometimes a bit more than is healthy.
You know what? I wasn't asking you. But yeah, so basically, this should have actually been all 3 games, but I played this for the first time, like fully in 2024. So I love the characters, I love the world. Like it's like if you've ever played Xenoblade 1, this is, I mean, at the time when I started playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I didn't like it as much as 1, because 1, in the first one, you immediately got to see the camaraderie between the party members. Here, it's really slow to get started.
Yeah,
And
there
the
is
battle system-
there is a little bit of pacing.
If you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna get lost.
Yeah, it's similar to Final Fantasy VIII, where until you learn how it works, you're gonna feel like an idiot. But once it clicks, then it clicks.
You either button mash or you don't button mash.
No, there is a strat to do it. I was mostly
That was how I started though.
Yeah, when I first played it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna just do what feels right. This element beats that, whatever. I learned Pokemon, I do that. But
Yeah.
but this is much more manageable than Final Fantasy VIII is. There's some dumbass bullshit in Final Fantasy VIII that if you don't know it, you're never gonna know it. So this is better than that. It's hard to explain without the description, but yeah.
Yeah, but so essentially, I don't know if you want to call this a post-apocalyptic world or not, but basically, the main characters all live on these creatures called Titans, floating in the cloud sea.
Fun.
Huh?
They're like lice.
Yes,
Maybe.
when you put it that way, the inhabitants of All Rest are lice on these giant monsters. So yeah, Christine's
You know
not
what?
kidding.
I'll take it.
Yeah, because like without spoiling a key part of the story, yes, post-apocalyptic, at least for one part of the world, and the entire biome, all of the biomes take place on the back of giant monsters. Where like in the first game, the entire biome the first game took place on the entire body of 2 giants that were like they're giants corpses. Like these people live on the arm, these people live on the shoulder. God help you if you live on the dick.
Then you're
damn it, John.
schmegma.
So yeah, basically, I really love this game, not just because I played it 4 times. Hello, how are y'all doing? But it just, once the game gets going, I really enjoy the characters. A lot.
Music's great too.
Yes,
Awesome.
absolutely.
My favorite track is the one where they pay homage to like Mazinger Go and like all those old Robotech shows from the 70s. Where like you fight, there's these 2 villains who like create like a big made chibi robot, and like
yeah.
if you've heard any song
yes,
from like when the
Rosa.
robot forms, it's that. It's really funny.
Yeah, so okay, so each of these so each of the characters have these things called blades. Some of them look human, some of them look like animals, and some of them are special or more special than others. Basically,
Yeah, so guys, imagine personas if they were like a race of people.
Oh.
okay. So
That's fun.
so I affectionately call this game Gotcha Blade Chronicles 2
Yep.
because the way you get blades is you roll crystals.
I see.
Thankfully, not with real money.
Okay, see that's better.
Yeah.
But you can only hold like 10 at a time, crystals at a time. And then but you can only hold a set number of blades between, hold on one sec. 5 characters.
Yeah, and
Okay.
each blade, like here's the crazy thing too. This game does not have a consistent art style, but not in a bad way. A lot of the blades were designed by different artists.
Yep.
Like Tetsuya Nomura, the creator of Kingdom Hearts and character designer in
Yes.
Final Fantasy, he did some of like the villains' characters. I'm sure there's other
Villains
famous.
or the characters from the
He does a very
DLC
specific group
story,
of
right?
people. He designed a very specific group of characters.
Yep. Go play the DLC if you want to know who they are.
No, you can just play the main game. They're in there too.
Oh yeah. They are, aren't they? Yeah, so basically the Titans are either sinking or something is happening to them. Lots of stuff.
Do you want me to help you out, hon?
Please do.
If
Oh
I
my
remember
God,
correctly,
it's
like
getting too late.
there was a massive calamity, and some of them are even dying. So the whole conceit of the game is Rex, the main character. He is a salvager, and he comes across this blade named Pyra, who's basically like the Aegis, which is like considered one of the most legendary blades in the game. And she literally saves his life from being he's like murked by these guys he's working with, and she saves his life in exchange for, you need to take me to the world tree. It's not Yggdrasil, but it's like, what was it called? What was
The world tree.
It's basically a big tree in the center of the earth, and it's
No, Elysium. There you go.
Elysium, yes, and that's basically the conceit of it. So yeah, that it gets a lot deeper than that, especially if you are familiar with the Xenoblade series, period. But yeah, it's not my favorite in the series, but I really did enjoy it. It has a great cast of characters, and
Two of which are literally like the first 3 times you see them are basically Team Rocket.
Ooh.
correct. All right,
It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, where am I at?
that was your last one, I think. That was it. The honorable then.
That was your
Oh,
3.
so it was. All right.
All right.
But yeah.
Is it time to get angry?
Hey, boy.
Who wants to rant first? It's time for the dishonorable mentions. So same rule as honorable mention. Something not from 2024 that you played or watched or read, but you fucking despised so much that it left a mark just like it was honorable. So who wants to go first? I've got some feelings, but I want to hear what everyone else thinks first. I know Austen and Rooty are sharing one, so it's up to you guys.
Yeah, so how about you let the 2 of us start off then, since you're sharing one.
Oh, because I'm going to get mine. I hate mine so much. You guys go first.
Okay.
Oh,
All
boy.
right.
So,
I'm not applicable for this because I couldn't think of anything I hated last year.
Yeah, Christine doesn't
Oh,
have
you're
any
lucky.
dishonorables, so she's abstaining.
Okay.
The things that
All
I
right.
hated within the last year did not actually come out. Actually did come out within the last year for the most part, and the thing was that it had to not have come out in the last year, so I couldn't do that.
So, Rudy and I, as John explained in the beginning, we host a podcast called The F Was That, where we review a bunch of weird, obscure shit. And for Halloween, we bit the bullet and reviewed Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yes.
So the thing is, we had been talking about how much we dislike this movie, so we just decided for Halloween last year, let's just review it. And God,
Good God, not only was it not scary and dumb, it was also insanely boring.
you would think
Jesus.
that at least it would be interesting because it's about, okay, so it turns out that the creatures from the 100-acre forest do exist, but they're mutants.
Oh.
Yeah.
Except
Yes.
they don't look
Christopher-
like
yes.
mutants. They just look like two dudes who have masks, and it's just the whole thing is boring.
Yeah, like, I don't know how you take a concept like Winnie the Pooh and Piglet are now killer animals and just make it so boring. Like Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, they just bought masks from Party City and called it a day.
Actually, yes, that's essentially
If you
what
look at,
happened.
yeah, literally, even look at the poster, you can tell.
No.
If you know any of the background on this film, the budget was next to nothing. They paid under $700 for the Winnie the Pooh outfit,
Motherfucker.
Wow.
and he basically put a just very little money into this because he didn't really have a lot of money, but it ended up getting so much that the sequel, he actually upgraded it to a $20,000. There is a sequel. He actually wants to create an entire as he calls it, the Pooh-niverse.
A cinematic universe of just children's fairy tale characters gone wrong. Like that Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare came out. But fortunately, I heard that one didn't do so well in the box office. So
I can't imagine why.
Kill it.
Yeah. So here's the thing. It's I could have maybe gotten into this if this was so bad it's good, but there is absolutely nothing in this movie. I am a person who can find the good in just about any bad piece of media. There is not a single redeeming thing about it. First of all the characters in this are so forgettable, including Christopher Robin, the main character. And it doesn't even focus on Christopher Robin. We focus on this random ass brunette girl and her friends, who again don't remember any of their names. Also, there's a lesbian couple in here, and it was just it felt so out of place. I normally don't. I'm all for representation, but I was sitting here and I'm like, why did they add a lesbian couple? Because I think they wanted us to feel something when one of them died, but I don't even, I said, I don't remember any of the characters' names, not to mention, as I said, Pooh and Piglet don't look like mutants. They just look like two dudes with masks on, so they're not particularly scary or intimidating or cool looking. It's just dumb. It is dumb and it is cheap, and I hate everything about it, and I will never, ever, ever willingly watch another one of these movies. I don't care if the director is a really nice guy. He is a terrible director, and this movie is garbage.
Actually,
I'm sorry.
I don't think he was all that nice of a dude or anything.
Oh, really?
Not that he's a particularly shitty guy. I think though that he just he set out to kind of make a very cheap film.
The only reason this exists is because he's public domain. He literally jumped on that.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Oh, God.
He has a bunch of other movies planned, but I don't know if they're going to be. I mean, I have a feeling they're not going to.
Pooh-niverse.
Yeah, I hate everything having to do this. If you guys want us to review another one of his movies, you're going to have to pay us. I am not willingly watching another thing this man directs or produce. I refuse.
You sooner see me play Battletoads on the channel again.
Okay, so that was Rooty's only a one on the Dishonorable, so...
And it was one of your two. When actually, Austen,
Yes.
if one of yours leads to mine, so I guess I'll go after you.
Yeah, and my second Dishonorable, it was the worst fucking comic I ever read in my life. It's called The Unfunnies. And you're probably wondering, what the hell is The Unfunnies? And I'm like... Can I live in your mindset? Because I was so much happier before I ever found out about the Unfunnies. So you can't talk about it without talking about the guy who written it, Mark Miller. He was like an edgelord turned comic book writer who wrote stories for Marvel like Old Man Logan and Civil War. And he decided to make his own label, Miller World, which for some reason Netflix decided to buy.
Why?
I don't know why, and this was one of the first comics produced under him. He built it as a shocking horror. It's supposed to be this really shitty Hanna-Barbera style knockoff of children's comics. Like, the first page, it looks like it was doodled by someone in 2000's DeviantArt. It has this Yogi Bear-esque Mother Crow character who's sitting down with his family, but then suddenly the FBI raids a house because she possesses child pornography.
Jesus.
And that's basically the entire joke of the comics. Oh, these Hanna-Barbera-esque cartoon animals, they're pedophiles, and they do abortion, and they do prostitutes and testicular cancer.
So basically, an edgy 13-year-old made a comic and got it published, is what you're saying.
No, this sounds like a comic published by Ben Shapiro.
And this is
I don't
where
think Ben Shapiro would be that funny.
And this is where they tried to bring in the horror elements, because they keep mentioning this guy, Troy Hicks, who's a real person, like this, got this fat, bald, and elderly person, and she just suddenly posed, and I'm having a really hard time. Whoever the guy in the comic book Discord who first ever mentioned this comic, fuck you. Fuck you for making me dig this out of morbid curiosity. Like, you know how I like to consume bad media. Like,
started the
it's so
podcast about it.
cringy, it thinks it's art. But no, there wasn't anything enjoyable about this at all. It was a fucking overpaid, overhyped comic book artist just running off the hype of his career at Marvel, thinking what he thinks is an edgy comedy. Like, allegedly, he showed this comic to his wife, and after 4 pages, she threw it into his face. Like,
I
yeah,
would
no
too.
wonder you're
I wonder
divorced.
why.
Fuck you, Mark Miller.
Jeez.
I would roll him up
There's
and shove it in his throat.
There's plenty of people who've tried to tackle the kind of like beloved children characters or characters that are very remnant of like Looney Tunes or Hanna-Barbera or whatever, in like a more gritty or adult universe, and some have been great and a lot of them have sucked.
Yeah.
So
You can't do it. It's just a lot of people think what they have to do is just add a bunch of really adult jokes, but they also forget that you have to have like an actual joke, a punchline, a setup, all that.
and like not just adult jokes, but like plot, characters that you maybe actually care about,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. Like, you know, Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
My all-time favorite movie.
which is one of the best movies ever made. Who plugged Roger Rabbit? The book that it's based on is also really great, and you know, it has a lot more deeper plot with regard to like minorities and gentrification and stuff like that too. But like we see a lot of traditional characters in more adult situations, and even some things like that take the whole idea of superheroes gone evil or more realistic, like Invincible or The Boys. It's not impossible.
It's not. It's just a lot of people don't understand how to do it. And you can have like adult, like black comedy, but you still can also make people like the character. You can make him
and apparently he
or...
forgot to make any of them likable, because there's not a single likable character here at all. Like, oh god, my comic friends will write Mark Miller is a hack. Pure and simple.
I'm on Goodreads. It has a 2 out of 5 star rating.
2? That's too generous.
Yeah.
If you want to watch
stay away from the unfunnies. Don't read it out of morbid curiosity. You will not survive.
If you want to watch cartoon characters get into adult and wacky situations that they shouldn't normally, just go watch Harvey Birdman.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, like that. That's like the perfect antidote to this. Like, I get Harvey Birdman, and at least it had some social commentary on these type of laws and crime, but it just happened to be Hanna-Barbera characters going through the ringer when it comes to the court, which is what's clever.
Literally, no joke will ever be funnier to me. He has the Jetsons, and he's waiting for them to come walk up to the desk, but they're used to the sliding floors, so they're just standing there.
That was a great episode.
Waiting.
That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I frequently reference like the bit where it's like, we come from the near future of 2003, and he looks at the calendar and it's already after that.
Yeah.
Like anytime someone will make a joke or a meme that's like old, I will reference that but change the year.
So yeah, and my final dishonorable mention, John already knows what it is because we played it during Spooky Bones round. Resident Evil 6. Now Resident...
Leather.
Yeah,
the giraffe game.
Yeah, so... okay, let me try to unpack this, because we already know the Resident Evil series and how in 4 they started to get more action-oriented, but they at least had a creepy, eerie atmosphere, so it still qualifies as a horror game.
And they kept it campy, too.
Yeah, but Resident Evil 6, on the other hand, they tried to build on the gunplay mechanics of 4 and the co-op of 5, but failed horribly. The gameplay was just felt like a slog for a lot of parts, and no scares, only one cheap jump scare, and a lot of stupidity. Like, Resident Evil 5 had some stupid moments, and
racist ones too.
Oh yeah, but 6, on the other hand, was just downright stupid. Like Ada Wong being a test tube baby hatching out of an egg.
What?
I remember John's reaction to that.
No, apparently the twist, it was a clone that he made. Like, oh my god, if this were 2013, Simmons would be up for Cucky Ducky. He created a clone of Ada Wong out of an egg because he couldn't get with the real one.
Seriously. That is ridiculous.
And it created this mistake. Oh my god, our Resident Evil 6 playthrough is just it. I'm suffering the whole time.
And then, like, the final boss ended up being a giant kaiju fly man.
Well, first, he turned into a zombie T-Rex that also turned into a zombie Triceratops.
How did I forget about that shit?
He was basically a Transformer zombie that turned into a Brontosaurus. Yes, this really happens, and it's fucking dumb. Take it from somebody.
They were high when they were making this.
Take it from somebody whose special interest, autistic interest as a kid was dinosaurs. I fucking thought it was stupid.
And once again, to remind you, this is supposed to be a horror game.
It doesn't sound scary at all.
The best thing I will say about Resident Evil 6 is I think the co-op mechanic, the gameplay co-op mechanics are real good. They've aged pretty well. Like you can command your players like, hey, come over here, or great job, or I need help, or something like that. They have that down pat. You can do literally a co-op. There are 3 co-op campaigns. I don't count the 4th one.
I will say that dude makes a clone of you because you turned him down does sound like a horror plot.
Yeah.
I will give them that.
That's like legitimately terrifying.
Yeah,
So-
I do not like that.
Oh yeah, and the guy who made that clone of the woman that wouldn't fuck him, he's the one that turns into the T-Rex.
Okay.
As
So,
one
yeah.
does, I guess.
As soon as sorry.
No, go ahead, Austen. That leads into
As
what I was
soon
going to
as I
say.
ended my co-op campaign with John, I immediately deleted my copy of my PS5. But John, unfortunately, he's had to go through the other 3 campaigns.
2. I gave up on the
2.
Ada DLC one. It does not fucking count. My dear friend Zerby joined me for not just 1, but 2 co-op playthroughs where they weren't much. Leon's was the best one. You Austen, you got off easy. You got off on the easy one.
Oh, well, I'm definitely curious about what else I missed when we get to your dishonorable mentions.
Austen tried to exercise his PS5 immediately.
So yeah, like
Okay.
the net. Then the next one was Jake and Sherry. Sherry was one of the main characters she was the little girl from 2 you had to rescue from her mutated father. She's an adult now, and now she works for the government, and she's hunting Jake Muller, who, spoilers of Resident Evil 6 if you fucking care, is Wesker's long lost son.
Wesker
Wesker had a-
reproduced?
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say, did Wesker have a wife?
No, he probably had a mistress, but knowing him.
Okay.
And he was fun at least because he had like hand-to-hand combat moves. Sherry was there. And
Considering the clones and shit, for all we know,
She
he
exists?
just made it in a tube. I don't know.
he
No, that's a good
He
point.
never.
didn't have a wife.
Well, let me put it to you this way: there's a reason the Resident Evil got soft rebooted in 7. This game may have sold the best for a while, but the fan reaction was not good, and justly so. And then the most boring of one of them all was the Chris and Jake. Chris and Pierre. That's how forgettable. Here's the problem with this. This is a 3 campaign game with 2 playable characters between them, but they insisted on one character being a returning character from the franchise. The other one's a new person. When Resident Evil already has a wealth of characters they could have used. I would have loved, as stupid as this game was, to have had Jill come back, maybe Barry, Ada was in the DLC. But no, all of the new characters are fucking boring. They're nothing. They add nothing to the plot. They're never seen again. But so
Fun.
my final thought on Resident Evil 6 is if this game were literally any other thing, I think it would be fine. The fact that it's also Resident Evil at the same time, bad. I know it only as the giraffe getting a blowjob game now. Look at that logo and try to tell me that's not what's happening.
What?
Look at the 6.
Oh god, did you put it in there?
Oh, I've been screen sharing of the images this whole time.
Ew.
Mark. Oh my god.
Okay, so
yeah, I can kind of see it.
yeah,
I can see that.
that's been a
I kinda
meme
see
for
it, I
like
see it, but I
the-
don't want to see it.
welcome to a 12-year-old meme, guys.
Oh boy.
All right, so Resident Evil 6 was one of my dishonorable mentions. I have a couple of dishonorable mentions myself. So let's see. I'm going to start with the one I don't have to rant the most about. So I listened to the Gigaboots Podcast Network, and they were doing a marathon podcast called Pokemon Go to the Movies, where they were going through all of the Pokemon movies in order and reviewing them, and also judging them based on their merit and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Not every Pokemon movie is good. A lot of them are actually quite bad.
True.
The first
Yeah.
3, one of the middle ones, and the second to last one, I think, are the best ones. However, if I had a nickel for every single time in 2019 a beloved 90s movie got an unnecessary remake that adds nothing to the original source material, it just copies it bit for bit and just there to make money, I would have 10 cents. Which is weird that it would have weird, but it happened twice. They remade the first Pokemon movie.
Yeah.
Why?
And I knew that they did this. I saw like the stills of this like terrible Anime should not be like in 3D like this. Like it just looks awful. It
Yes.
looks awkward.
Yeah.
It looks weird. I hate it.
Certain characters do not lend themselves to 3D very well.
And it's no more apparent that, like, okay, Pokemon in 3D look okay. Like the games have been in 3D for like 12 years now.
Mhm.
But you see them, don't you? The designs for Ash,
Oh,
Misty,
my
and Brock.
dreams.
No, I hate it. I hate it. Ugh.
Get this off my screen, babe. Please.
Human characters look so uncanny.
See, Pikachu and Togepi look fine, and I even think Brock looks decent, but Ash and Misty look awful.
You don't
They
want to see
kind of
Jesse and
look
James.
Like,
Oh no!
They kind
Oh,
of look
God.
like
Oh god! Oh no!
I don't have an image for them. You're spared for the moment.
knockoff even worse, like Miraculous Ladybug.
And here's the worst part
3D,
about this.
like
Here's the worst part.
Ladybug.
Here's the worst part about it. I would forgive it a little bit if it like added something to the plot, made like a change to the plot that made it interesting or a reason to exist. No, this movie changes virtually fucking nothing about the script to Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back. It is beat for beat the same movie. It's not the same audio as the first movie because they obviously have the new cast in the dub, but it's virtually the same.
and
Oh,
what's the
Oh, there
British-
they are. There they
yeah,
are.
Jesse and
What the
James look much
fuck?
worse.
Yeah, they are much worse.
Okay.
And then
Again,
oh my
Meowth's
God.
fine, but Jesse and James look awful.
Yeah, the
Oh my
Pokemon are fine
God.
because they already worked out making the Pokemon in 3D. The people know.
Ew.
the biggest
no. Get out of my face,
damage
too.
to these is that they really did not know how to adapt the eyes style.
Yeah, the
The eyes are the problem. Everything else
The
is fine.
hair
It
also
makes them
looks
look fucking
kind of off.
uncanny. I don't like it. I honestly am not a big fan of 3D animation when 2D animation has worked fine, and I just prefer
Yep.
2D animation as is. I also don't want them to get into the habit of all like upcoming Pokemon films being in 3D because fuck that shit.
That's also just a waste of time if they're not going to do anything different with the story or add anything.
You'll be
And I
happy to
also-
know. You'll be happy to know.
Pikachu was pretty good. Looked really
Detective
good. though.
Pikachu was like
Yeah.
they did what they did with Sonic, where it's like a mixture.
It's what
Mhm.
this should have been, I guess.
That would have been interesting, but like another thing is also I have nothing against 3D, but the thing is a lot of times people will not use 3D animation in a good conducive way. They will not put like spend time on making the models look good or the backgrounds or stuff. I've seen tons of gorgeous 3D animated films. This is just lazy in every sense of the word.
I had
And,
mixed feelings on Detective Pikachu.
yeah, it's mixed, but it's not. It like this movie. This movie isn't just bad. It had no reason to exist, and thankfully,
This is just a waste of money, and I just don't want future fully animated Pokemon movies for them to also turn away from 2D when it's like one of the few, properties out there that still produces 2D movies.
Yes.
well, good and bad news about that. The good news is they never did this again. This flopped so hard, they never tried this again. The bad news is after 3 Pokemon movies, they never made another. Like they did like a reboot trilogy where like it's like an alternate universe version of like the story of Pokemon, which I will say The Power of Us, the second to last one they did, is phenomenal. It's like on the level of the first 3. It's that good. I strongly recommend it.
Those were good. Those were
The
really
Power
good.
of Us specifically is really good. I thought I Choose You was okay. I thought Secret of the Jungle was just all right. Power of Us is incredible.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm actually shocked that they've stopped making the Pokemon movies because for the longest time I thought that would be like the one constant of this world. There will always be a Pokemon movie.
Death, taxes,
they,
Skyrim being ported, and Pokemon movies.
They finally, in the last years, a couple years ago, rebooted the anime.
Yep.
With new
That's true.
characters.
Yep. And I'm interested in checking it out at some point. Yep. Because I like Scarlet and Violet's story, so I'm interested in watching an animated version of it, even if it doesn't star, especially because it doesn't star Ash.
I love Ash. He's a weird little dude.
Yeah, but I would have liked it if he didn't. I would have liked it if he wasn't perpetually 10. Like let him age and show his progress and growth.
Yeah,
Literal growth that he doesn't show.
Yeah, but I also just want to say Ash is a bad Pokemon trainer. I'm sorry, I caught more Pokemon than Ash did in the entire series.
I caught more than him.
I mean, it's not. I think Ash. It's about his bond with his dudes each season, but like. I think I worry that the new anime is gonna suffer for lack of Team Rocket.
I think they're the only thing wrong with it.
Say that. I've watched some episodes. Nah, no, it's good.
No, really?
It's fine.
Okay,
I feel good. Like if anybody is the staple really of the anime, it isn't Ash. It's
Team Rocket.
Them.
Okay.
They're just such fun characters.
But there is a team that is kind of like Team Rocket, but they're not. But they're not comic relief.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
No, comic relief is special to me.
I know, but they're really good characters though.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the quote unquote villain team in Scarlet and Violet. They are actually the best written villain team I think ever.
All right.
Okay, time for John to get real angry. You thought I was angry before? I'm gonna get mighty pissed. I'm gonna get mighty
That
pissed.
would be a good time for me to get some water.
Team Skull has a special place in my heart as possibly the best villain team because they're just so inefficient and stupid. And I love them because they're just like poor people.
Wait, which team again?
Shitty-ass gang. Team Skull.
Oh, Team Skull's phenomenal.
They're just there. They're dancing.
Yeah, they're not actually evil. They're just annoying.
Yeah,
exactly. That's why I love them.
It's time for John to get real angry. If you thought I was real mad about my other Dishonorables, I saved the worst for last. My number one Dishonorable mention this year is The Last of Us Part 2.
I hope we don't have any Last of Us fans in the audience.
I hope not, because I'm going to make you hate me. So, spoilers for The Last of Us franchise as a whole. If you don't want to be spoiled Last of Us 1 or 2, leave now. Or go to the next part. Please don't leave. Actually leave. Or if you... Just don't be here if you don't want to be spoiled. Go to another section.
I was going to say, like you could just cut back in when you're editing, just whatever time you're done ranting.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I don't know how long this episode's going to actually be. So, if you guys are familiar with The Last of Us, it's a game by Naughty Dog who made Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, Uncharted. And it was their post-apocalyptic prestige game where, like, basically they took the concept of a zombie apocalypse, but this time it was caused by the cordyceps phenomenon in ants, except now it infects people. So, my anger towards this game starts with the ending of the first one. So, Ellie, one of the main characters, is a young girl who was born during the apocalypse. She's never known life before it, and she's basically immune to it. Why? We don't know. But you play as Joel, who's tasked with getting her to the Fireflies, who are developing a cure at a hospital in, I think, Montana. And then the final chapter of the game has you bring her to the hospital, and then the leader of the Fireflies says, look, we can administer a cure from her, but unfortunately, we have to extract it from the cordyceps in her brain, which unfortunately might kill her. So Joel, the main protagonist, who's developed a relationship with with Ellie as his like second daughter because his first daughter was murdered in the opening hour of the game. He makes the wise decision of, no, fuck you. I'm going to kill every single person here and take her and doom humanity.
Wait, what?
Yes. He says, no, you're not going to kill her, and he does not let her make the decision. He goes in, tries to abduct her, slaughters everybody in that hospital, takes her back, and then when he takes her back to his brother's encampment that he has, I think, in Wyoming, she asks him what happened. He says, oh, they couldn't administer a cure. And then the final lines of the game is her saying, please, Joel, tell me the truth. Is everything you said about what happened with the Fireflies the truth? Promise me you weren't telling the truth. And he says, yes. And then she says, okay. And then that's the end of the game. I fucking despise the ending of The Last of Us 1.
That is a shit ending.
You can see why. It gets worse. We haven't gotten to the part 2 and why it's here. So, 7 years later, Joel and his brother are out scouting to to clear out the infected people from the nearby area to make sure their town is safe. And they come across this group of people that are all they're all militaried up. The one of the girls is jacked. Her name is Abby, and she's out for revenge on somebody. And then they come across Joel and his brother, and they get caught in a snowstorm with a horde of zombies. And then they introduce themselves to each other, and he reveals that his name is Joel to her, and then that sets her off and the rest of her team. So turns out one of the doctor that was operating on Ellie was Abby's father.
What?
That he slaughtered.
Oh my gosh.
So, and then Ellie tries to save him at the last minute. And Abby beats Joel to death with a golf club and makes her watch.
God.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
And
That's a thing.
normally you'd be like, no, they killed off the major character. What the fuck? I'm like, no, good. Fuck Joel. He's awful. He had that coming. I disagree with the Last of Us fan base. He had that fucking coming. Fuck him. So this drives Ellie. The whole conceit of the plot behind Last of Us Part 2 is that she and her girlfriend go to find Abby and take revenge on her. So over the course of this game, you're tracking her down by basically slaughtering her entire unit, many of which have attack dogs that, yes, you also have to kill. You have to kill dogs in this game. And eventually you catch up to her. She's in Seattle. That's where most of the game takes place. And she's holed up in an abandoned aquarium. And Ellie not only kills basically almost her entire unit and their dogs, she finds her dogs, kills it, finds one of her friends who's pregnant, kills her, kills her boyfriend, and then finds out Abby's not there. So then, but she stupidly leaves behind the map that she used to get to from her safe house in the abandoned theater.
Good job.
Jesus.
Then, Abby finds out, and then Abby kills her friend that impregnated her girlfriend, and then they get into a fist fight, and then Abby spares Ellie, says, if I ever see you again after what you did, I will fucking murder you. I'm letting you go out of mercy.
That got Abby's girlfriend pregnant or Ellie's girlfriend pregnant?
Ellie's girlfriend had a previous relationship with another guy. I forget his name, but he impregnated her.
Okay.
Yes, sorry, I missed that step. I'm so focused on the things I don't like about this game. So then Ellie decides to go on back and live her life with her girlfriend and their now newborn child. However, Ellie cannot sleep. She cannot stop thinking about how she let Abby go. And Joel's brother, Tommy, says he found out where Abby is now. She's in California now. And her girlfriend, Dinah, tells her, no, it's over. We're done with this whole revenge thing. We've lost too many people because of what happened. We failed. She let us go. You need to get out of here. We're trying to live our life without thinking about revenge and all that. Ellie is not convinced. She basically says, I can't sleep at night. I have to finish this. And then Dinah begs her to not go, but she goes anyway. So she goes all the way to California, only to be captured by these people that are enslaving other people to do hard labor. And then she eventually she kills all of them, which honestly, they deserve to die. They're horrible. But they were like a late edition villain group. They were literally in the last 2 hours of the game. It's like, what? Who cares? What? And then she finds Abby basically crucified on the beach of California. No longer swole. She's been basically, what's the word? Dehydrated, malnutrition. That was the word I was looking for. And then she gets her down, saves her life, and then they start fist fighting. They're literally trying to beat each other to the death. This is the final boss of this game. These two women who are barely alive just swinging at each other in the water. And they almost kill each other. In fact, Abby even bites off Ellie's fingers.
Okay.
This is significant in a minute. I'll tell you why. They basically fight till they get tired, and they basically they spare each other again. So here's the thing. Why did I bring up Ellie's fingers being bitten off at the end? Well, one of her last memories of Joel, who was her father figure, was his guitar. that she can now no longer play to remember him. So she went on this gigantic revenge path, was spared many different times, and she didn't get what she wanted, and she lost so much. Like when she goes back to her farmhouse, her girlfriend and her daughter are gone. And now she can't play guitar. She walked out of this at the end of the game with fucking nothing.
Wow.
There was no point to this. She learned goddamn nothing. Walked away with nothing.
Jesus.
Did you know this game won Best Narrative in 2020?
How?
And worse, Best Direction, when the team that made this was crunched to all hell to make it during COVID.
Oh, God damn it.
And to make it even worse, and this is just a personal thing. Do you know what day this game was released on? June 19th, 2020, my fucking birthday.
Oh.
Happy birthday.
And it also beat Game of the Year, but beat Final Fantasy VII Remake and now Animal Crossing New Leaf. Fuck The Last of Us 2. Last of Us 2 is literally one of the most miserable fucking waste of space games I've ever played. Austen, I hate it more than Battletoads.
Holy
The
shit.
Last of Us Part 2 is a miserable fucking experience. Gameplay-wise, it's gorgeous. I don't like that you kill the dogs, but this crafting combat and the survival mechanics and all that, and this traversal, all fine. I can't forgive its awful story at all. It's fucking trash. It's one of the worst games I ever played, and it makes me madder that everyone's like, oh, this is a prestige, one of the best games ever made. Fuck you if you think this. Actually, fuck you. I despise this game with every fiber of my being. And I can't wrap my head around, other than the gameplay, why anyone would enjoy this. I never want to play another game Neil Druckmann directs ever again.
Jeez.
It gets even worse when you remember in an interview, he was inspired by the plot for this by the Israeli-Palestine conflict.
Oh, God.
What the fuck?
Excuse me?
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
That's what I didn't know
that's
about.
How
awful.
does that translate to lesbians?
Excuse
in his
me,
head?
what?
He was.
Can you say that again?
no.
I heard you.
He said in the interview
I'm
he was
in
inspired
disbelief.
by his time in Israel during the Israel-Palestine conflict for the story.
Jeez.
When you think
I am in disbelief.
when you think about think about the things I said, then just think about what I just said now. Try to put those two together. I am praying that HBO changes the plot to this game in the second season that's coming out in April. Because if it doesn't, there'll be a part 2 in 2026 from me. I think if a Last of Us Part 3 comes out, no. I would sooner play Battletoads and Double Dragon. Hear me now, quote me later.
Wow.
Oh no, you're not gonna like this, John. Neil Druckmann's the director and writer for that upcoming other game by Naughty Dog, Intergalactic Heritage.
Yeah, I know that. I'm not going to play it.
They should just make another Crash Bandicoot. I would like that. Let's do that.
Unfortunately, they no longer own the rights to Crash.
Motherfucker, who does?
Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Microsoft. Bill, give him to me.
He would be in better hands. I'm exhausted now. That's all for Dishonorable. So it's time for the final segment, which I think will be the final segment for our categories, I should say, where we apologize to things we didn't get to.
Oh,
Does
I
anybody
didn't
want? Does
do my
anybody?
Dishonorable.
Dude, oh, I'm sorry. You did get your Dishonorable.
Oh, fuck,
I'm sorry. I'm
right.
so blinded by rage. I totally forgot.
It's okay, babe.
I will never hate a game as much as I hate this one.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
And I played Duke Nukem Forever.
All right. Real quick, I don't have as much hate for my dishonorable mention as John does, so I feel a little silly coming back in this one. My dishonorable mention is going out to a BL manhwa called Jinx. Jinx is by written and illustrated by Ming Hua, who is the author of BJ Alex, which I read and I actually did like. And so I thought I would give it a shot. Same author, beautiful art. The art is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it was probably one of my only DNFs this year. It's about a physical therapist named Kim Don, who's like really down on his luck. He doesn't have a lot of money. He has, an ailing grandmother, menacing loan sharks following him, and his old boss has basically bad-mouthed him to everybody on the planet. He ends up getting what sounds like a dream job to treat a MMA fighter named Jae Kyung. And when he's called to this treatment for an offer of $5,000 a night, Jae Kyung, his thing is the opposite of what they actually tell sport people. His go-to for a game is fucking.
Oh.
For a match, I'm sorry. And I don't know if you know this, but they often tell people in the sports not to have sex because it gets their rage all up. I don't know. And the sex that he has with people is just brutal. And just from the get, I read a lot of BL. I'm used to there being a certain amount of toxicity and sexual assault in certain titles. I couldn't with this one. I just could not.
Ever.
This Jae Kyung is a rapist. He is abusive. He's a nasty little man. And I just got 25 chapters in and it did not improve. He did not get any better. The man has many tops in manhwa, which always drives me crazy anyway. It has a fucking baby leg dick and doesn't use lube. And I couldn't.
Yeah,
it was really
awful.
bad. The story was bad. The characters are bad. The art is beautiful. But I think that the art being so nice kind of makes the whole thing. Yes, because the anguish and pain and discomfort on Kim Don's face during sex is so much more evident and well illustrated. And if it had been played like this guy is a horrible guy, maybe I could have gone through with it. But it's not. And it's a romance. And I'm supposed to think that this guy is a 10 on 10. And because he's hot. And I can't do it.
Understandable.
Yeah, I've been looking it up. The art looks nice, but yeah, this guy looks like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
At least,
think of that plot line.
At least we have something in common. The art behind our biggest dishonorable mention is gorgeous, but the substance is awful.
Yeah, that's always the worst.
And it's not just the substance; it's the way in which it is portrayed to the audience. I've read some really fucked up shit before, but it's this is intended to be fucked up. This relationship is supposed to be toxic, and I'm that's fun. That's interesting. But when you hand me a turd and you put a bow on it and you go, no, this isn't a turd, it is chocolate cake, I'm not going to believe you.
Especially if you told me it was a turd up front. There was one other thing, not small, but it's all important to the thing I forgot about my issue with The Last of Us Part 2. It's also told non-linearly. So remember when Ellie kills all of the people close to Abby?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That happens pretty early on in the narrative, and then there's a lot of scenes where you play as Abby, and you're getting to know all the characters that she just murdered, and you're getting development on these other characters. I'm who the fuck cares? They're all dead. So it's not even look. If you're gonna go balls to walls and make it depressing and sad, that's fine. But tonally, this doesn't make any sense. That was my only thing because I covered the bases with everything else. Whew. My God.
All right,
Apologetic. Yes. Actually time for the apologetic mentions, which will not take as long as this is stuff we have not covered from this year that we would have liked to. So does anybody have any feelings about wanting to go first for this, or does it really not matter?
Yeah.
If Austen goes first, I'll go with him.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, yeah, you know what? Because you two you guys share an apologetic mention. All right, tell you what. Let me get mine out of the way because I don't have a whole lot to say about them. So let me open this up again. I'm going to cut this for the footage or the actual episode. So I only have a couple of apologetic mentions because I did a lot this year. But my one that I really am disappointed that I did not get around to was the Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. So if you're familiar with the Ace Attorney games, there's a spinoff series starring Edgeworth, the prosecutor rival to the Phoenix Wright, one of which never came to the States until this collection that was announced last year. And the only reason I haven't touched it yet, I own it, it's sitting on my shelf, but I will not touch it until we reach it in the timeline on SBR. So I am sorry I didn't get to it this year, even though it's a remaster collection. One of them never came to the States till last year, so it counts, but I never got to it. And for my second apologetic mention, Arcane. I know jack fuck all about League of Legends, but apparently that is not a deal breaker if you want to watch Arcane, which I hear is one of the best animated shows, period. Not just one of the best game adaptations, but one of the best animated shows, period. I've seen clips of the animation. It looks stunning. How the art direction just looks amazing. And I've heard season 2 is a little compared to the first one, but I'm interested. Plus, it has a prominent lesbian romance in it. So that's enough to get me in. And my final apologetic mention is another thing I bought and have not touched yet. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Reader's Rewind. I don't know if you know me. I love me some Power Rangers, especially Mighty Morphin. So back at the Summer Games Fest, they announced that they did a side-scrolling Sega Genesis SNES beat-em-up about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And based on what I saw, it looks fucking more phenomenal. Yes, pun intended. It looks even better than Shredder's Revenge does. I have not gotten around to it because...
Shit, really?
Have you seen the segments where they're running towards the camera? They look like a second Genesis racer game.
Oh, this looks so cool.
So I would have a lot more affinity than I would for Ninja Turtles. I grew up with Ninja Turtles, but I grew up with Power Rangers even more. So if I can get a group of people to let's play this with, I'll do it. But I missed it last year.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
That was my childhood. Yo, yeah.
Special shout out to Jason David Frank, the original Green Ranger. He unfortunately died from committing suicide a couple of years. I am grateful I got to meet him before that happened. So may Jason David Frank rest in peace. All right, I think that was all my apologetics, because one of my apologetics was when I started playing before this podcast started, and it's actually on Austen and Christine's apologetics. So, do you guys want to go next?
Okay.
Why don't you go? Why don't you join in too, John?
No,
you were also playing it.
I started playing it. It doesn't count for me anymore.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, Austen, let's go.
Okay, so my apologetic and Christine's apologetic is Metaphor Refantasio.
Close enough, guys.
So, this is another JRPG by Atlas, creators of Persona, Shin Megami Tensei, and you can thank John for getting me into the work, as he successfully convinced me to give Persona 5 a try, and I was hooked. Not only did I play the remake Royal, but we're playing the remake of 3 Reload on SBR.
And this is actually the Reload remake was not made by the chief developers of Persona. This is what the chief developers of Persona were working on while Reload was being made. So the character designer, the director of the game, and the composer, they were working on this instead of Persona. They've moved on. They've done their own studio within Atlas to make a new IP, and this is what they came up with. I won't talk too much about this until we get to our top threes. And our categories, but I will say, Austen, you are apology accepted.
Please. Yes, apology accepted.
But not really.
I can say that now.
Oh, ouch.
Okay.
I want to play. I want to play the damn game.
Well, you've been watching me play it.
Yeah. I'm playing it vicariously through you, but you know.
All right. Well, you both shared an apologetic, so who's going to finish off the rest of theirs?
It doesn't matter who goes.
I can go.
Well, Christina only got one more, so I'll let her get it.
Yeah, and then me and
okay,
Jan have
sure, you
one
know
we
what?
share, I think.
Fine.
Yeah, we
yes. About this. So, the reason why I'm apologizing for it is I started watching it.
Blue Lock.
And yes, Blue Lock. Yes. I started watching Blue Lock. But then season 2 came out, and I was like, okay, I'll go back and watch the first season again because I'm completely lost. Started watching the first season again. Halfway through first season, dropped it because other things were coming out. So anyway, the synopsis is the Japan national team finished 16th in the 2018 FIFA World Cup. The Japan Football Union, hires the football enigma Jinpachi Ego. His master plan to lead Japan to stardom is Blue Lock, a training regimen designed to create the world's greatest egoistic striker. Those who fail Blue Lock will never again be permitted to represent Japan. Yoichi Isagi, an unknown high school football player who is conflicted about his playing style, decides to join the program to become the best striker in the world. And there you go. Football, soccer.
I actually should have put this on my apologetic list because I am also very interested in it.
All right, that was Christine's. Austen already did half of his or part of his.
Yeah, me and Austen have one that we both share.
And
Speaking of good shows that people haven't watched,
X-Men 97.
Yeah, Rooty doesn't have
John,
Disney
I heard
Plus yet.
amazing things about this one. Like, it's continuation of the Saturday morning X-Men cartoon from the 90s. And it's exclusively on Disney Plus, and I heard amazing things about it. And I get some of the stuff I read about hits close to home, like that anti-mutant human extremist group where their chant motto is tolerance is extinction. And oh god, that really hit close to home, especially some of the stuff I've been hearing about, and a lot of people just saying Magneto was right. And it's just saying that the showrunner kind of turned out to be a dick, because allegedly he's been sexually harassing a bunch of staff, which led him to his dismissal. And he says, no, wait, I'm going to tell my side of the story, but only if you subscribe to my OnlyFans. And it's like...
Sus as fuck!
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's something an innocent person would never say.
Not to mention not a weird one. Totally not weird at all.
Yeah, like
I was willing to hear another side. So I was like, oh, if you guys subscribe to my OnlyFans to get the... No. Not only are you a creep, you're a grifter. No.
Yeah, especially like 100% worse.
As a kid, I didn't have the attention span to watch the original series, so I really missed out.
I think, as somebody who watched the original series during my lunch breaks in a marathon last year, if you really don't have the time, there's a guy on YouTube who summarizes the plots of the entire show. Just watch that. It's only a half hour long. He summarizes it pretty succinctly.
Right.
And then just watch X-Men 97, because I don't think season 2 is coming for a long time, mostly because of those issues.
If you'd like to drop that dude in the chat, that would be...
I will most certainly do that. Thank you for reminding me.
What dude?
Luffy wants me to drop the 72 episodes in 30 minutes video, so that way people can check out X-Men 97 and just jump right over to the... Because honestly, if you have the time, the original show holds up. If you don't, just watch this guy's summary. I understand not everyone has time.
So,
my next apologetic, Nosferatu, the remake, I should clarify. Universe has been trying to revive a lot of the monster movies recently, and apparently I heard this one was amazing. It's not just the blood and gore that makes it horrifying, but the eerie gothic setting and atmosphere. A friend of mine says they really leaned heavily into vampires being sexual predators in this one. And Nosferatu in this film, he's ugly as fuck, but he's got this beautiful woman under his control because because of his vampire ways. And I heard.
Yeah, I didn't get to see this either. I heard a lot of great things about it though.
Oh yeah, definitely, and hopefully when it comes out on streaming, I'll be able to catch it.
Who owns it?
Because Universal.
Okay, so it'll be on the cock soon.
I forgot they called it that now.
No, I call it that because of what happened during...
Stop.
Okay, can I tell that story briefly?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have cable, so I had to watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on Peacock. And I have a spotty Wi-Fi connection.
Try not to laugh.
So sometimes the preloaded ads between the commercial breaks don't play right. So I got a mid-roll that said, only on Peacock. Guess where it started? Christine and I were flashbanged by the mid-roll ad cutting off and going, cock.
Oh my god.
I laughed my ass off when that
I
happened.
can't do it.
Yeah, and I'm also trying to get more into the horror genre. So hopefully I'll be able to catch this. And let's see what's my next one.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah, my next one just came out on streaming today. Flow.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the animated kitty movie. Like this, not only won the Annie Awards and the Golden Globe, but it's up for an Oscar as well.
Heard nothing but good things about
it takes place in a post-apocalyptic world ravaged by global warming, where a stray black cat and several other animals survive on a boat. And from what I heard, there's no dialogue whatsoever.
Yep.
And it was, let's see, I think it was animated in Shorts Filmmaker, but don't quote me on that.
It's possible.
Yeah, it seems like an amazing film, and I watch it if we have time after this.
I don't know when we're doing the next part, so
It doesn't help that the cat's a black cat like Buddy.
Oh yeah,
That could be
and the main
Buddy's
cat reminds me
twin.
of Buddy. My little buddy boy.
So then
and
last
those are my
is Luffy.
apologetics. Who's next?
Buddy's
Luffy, your turn.
All right. Mine. My first one is Dun Dun Dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
I have heard absolutely spectacular things about this, both the manga and the anime.
it's spectacular.
It is.
To my
I
understanding,
might as well put this on my list for Apologetic
You
too.
watched it with me. What are you talking about?
I said before I watched it with you. I should have probably.
To my understanding, it focuses primarily on two high schoolers. One who believes in aliens but not ghosts, and the other who believes vice versa.
Yep.
Mhm.
And the one who basically they both get attacked by the thing they don't really believe in.
Yeah, they dare each other. It's like, oh yeah, if you don't believe in this, I dare you to go to an abandoned hospital. Well, I dare you to go to an abandoned a train tunnel.
Yep. And one gets
who-
cursed,
And
and,
then
the
whichever
other one
whichever one is proven right goes on the date.
Yeah, and one gets cursed,
So,
and then the other
like,
one gets powers.
Alien kid gets ghost powers, and ghost girl gets alien powers. Something like that.
Yep.
And there's a lot of like a sub kind of arc of like coming of age teen, like a coming of age teen story, and so far implications of romance between the two lead characters.
Mm-hmm.
It looks cool. I've seen the theme song, like the opening, which looks fucking baller.
Yep.
But I haven't gotten a chance to like sit down and read it. But it is on my list, and the year just got past me.
Yep. And I will say, as somebody who has watched the first season about twice now,
Twice?
the second time was with you.
Okay.
If you have been disappointed by female character lead protagonists in shonen anime, Momo Ayase is one of the best ones ever in years. Like, she is legitimately one of the best pro tags. If we had a best pro tag category coming up, she'd be on it. She's Ayase and Okarun have incredible chemistry together.
Oh,
they are
yeah.
the best duo.
It's
How are they
amazing.
not on best duo? I'm changing that right now.
And I'm tempted to add one craziest death, but none of you will be able to stomach it.
Okay.
I can stomach legit anything. You do not know me.
I had an entry for craziest death, but the only reason I didn't nominate it is the character didn't actually die. Luffy, I think Luffy knows which one I'm talking about.
Haha. I would actually be okay with us possibly having that as like a honorable mention tack on.
Yeah.
Then, like at the end.
We'll mention that when we get there.
My other apologetic is the second season of Squid Game. I did not get to watch this yet. I liked the first season a lot. I was surprised to hear that they were making a second season. I actually don't know much about it, but I have heard good things, and I am looking forward to eventually sitting down and watching it.
You'll have to tell me how it is, because I've heard people like talk about it, and it became like a weird meme for a while, and that made me hate it for a while. So I would need to hear.
Yeah,
I would need to hear.
Yeah, I'd like to know about it too.
I would need to hear the opinion of somebody I trust before I make a judgment, because it was like, it's one of those things that spreads and you're just like, what, why? And then the more you hear about it, the more it just annoys you. So I'd prefer to hear an opinion from somebody I trust before I really make a decision.
Like, I think that something like this, the thing that's going to kind of make or break for me is that well, it technically is the second season and it has the same basic plot due to the, structure of the Squid Game. It's primarily like basically a whole new cast. And if the cast isn't as strong as the first season and doesn't, work together as well and doesn't have this or it's just like a rehash of their stories, it's not going to be as good.
Yeah, that was always an issue.
Thus is, the concern with doing a death game series or any sort of series where you wipe out the majority, if not all, of the cast by the end of the first season. And those are my apologetics.
Great.
And that leaves Rooty.
Like John said, I shared an apologetic with Austen, X-Men 97. I just don't have a Disney Plus account yet. I'm hoping to possibly get one later so I can watch it, because I do love the X-Men. Like, I was obsessed with the movies. That got me into the comics, so I'm looking forward to this. But Deadpool and Wolverine is my other one. I've been meaning to watch this, but for those of you who do not know, Rooty works at a daycare, and kids do not understand the concept of germs. I am constantly telling these kids, get your finger out your mouth, get your finger out your nose, get your finger out the ear, don't eat that off the floor. And even as
get your finger out of his mouth.
Yes, dude. In the past, let's see, in December I got an infection, then I got a cold, and then I got strep twice.
Kids are disease bags.
Yeah. The thing is I've been trying to get through my list of stuff that I'm behind on, but I've been so sick that I haven't wanted to go out anywhere, let alone a movie theater. But I really do love the first two Deadpool films, and Hugh Jackman is my Wolverine. I had such a big crush on him in middle school. I thought he was so handsome. And so
he's still very handsome.
To see him with Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, I'm really excited. So I've heard nothing but great things about it. I can't wait to watch it this year.
I feel bad because Austen and I watched it on Discord. If I had known that.
Yeah, sorry,
okay.
Rooty. I would have invited you too.
I watched it with John over Christmas. Was that when we watched it?
We watched it Thanksgiving.
Okay, so now are we going to start the actual categories?
Yes, and before we can do that, I think we need to be having some more Discord watch parties, because a lot of these are a lot of these are ones that people in this call watch, but not without the other.
Should we make a group for that? Here on Discord?
We should.
I would love
we
that.
Have to do that.
I my two best friends in the world, other than my friend Rose, who live in who live a couple states away from me, like we met through a Always Sunny Discord server, and we started getting to know each other doing watch parties. It's been a blast. I mean, I was at their wedding in July.
Okay, so are we ready to do our first category of the night?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep.
All right, so how this is going to work is that we have crafted categories with nominees across movies, cartoons, anime, games, books, manga, manhwa, whatever the case, to fit these categories. TV shows, yes, to fit these categories. And our first category is the Scrimblo, Bimblo, the lovable Borblo of the year.
Yay!
So how this is going to work is we're going to, these nominees have been curated by the group, and we're going to go through, I'm going to name the nominees, and we're going to make our case for why they should be voted on. And then when everyone hears out their case, we're going to vote, and we get a set number of votes based on the category. So the nominees for the Scrimblo of the year are Astrobot from Astrobot.
Baby.
The little Astro Boy from Crow Country.
Creepy baby.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to try and put the thing from here. Okay.
I'm a little mushroom
Turbo
boy.
Cat, Turbo Granny Cat form from Don to Don.
Cat baby.
Dogpool from Deadpool Wolverine.
I love him.
Jeff the Land Shark from Marvel
Shark
Rivals.
baby.
Oh my god, yes! He's so cute.
Gallica from Metaphor Refantasio.
Aww. Fairy baby.
She's cute.
Kate
I feel like
Sith from
she's
Final
so cute
Fantasy
in life.
VII Rebirth.
Absolutely.
That's a cat baby.
And last
My
but not
son.
least,
That's so cute.
it's Gwimbly from
No,
Smiling
you
Friends.
forgot one. You forgot mine.
What was yours?
To the right.
Oh, and Sirocco, from Sirocco and the Kingdom of
Sirocco.
Winds. Oh, Siraku from Siraku and the Kingdom of Winds. Sorry,
I just think
Okay.
he's pretty.
Okay, so does anybody want to present one of their nominees before I present mine?
Let's see.
I don't think I
I'll
have
do
any,
one.
but
I'll
I
do
can-
mine.
But I might
I'll
have a
do
shared.
mine.
Okay.
Okay, so Rudy,
Bring him up.
why should we consider Scrimblo of the Year for Siraku?
Okay, so there's something wrong with Rooty. She finds cuteness in places that I guess people wouldn't. But my thing, the reason he became my Scrimblo was because of his design. So Soroku is a wind spirit, a wind wizard, and when you can't, well, I mean, you can kind of see it here, but his entire outfit is made to sort of show the wind moving, because the big thing is like, oh, the winds are so powerful, it destroys our villages and stuff. But he's also just he's kind of awkward too, because see, there's a reason he can't be around people. So in the movie, these two girls get transported into a book world. That's where Sirocco lives, and he runs into one of the little girls, and he goes, and he starts like, you are not welcome here in the Forbidden Lands. And she quotes him, and he's like, leave before I summon a mighty wind. And she quotes him again, and he's really confused. And then she starts like talking really fast, and she's asking all these questions. She's like, no, wait. I was like, quiet, child, please. He's just, I don't know. I just find him a very fun character, but also I just really like the design. I like the effort that went into him to make him unique. And he's just, I also really love the color. Something about the color scheme just gives me a bunch of dopamine.
I like the color
Girls.
scheme, actually. It's nice.
Little girl, stop saying all my lines.
Basically.
All right, does anybody want to present a nominee before I go? Well, Austen, I think maybe you can make a better case for Jeff the Land Shark than I can.
Baby!
Jeff the Sock
Look at
is
him.
like a puppy if he was a sock.
I'm
I
sold.
mean, not only is he an effective support counter in Marvel Rivals, but his super is OP, where he just swims around, gobbles up all of his enemies, holds on to them for a few seconds, and he can just spit them right off the edge of the map, instantly KOing them. And not to mention,
This little boy has beans.
and he has his own
No, he's
comics.
like, he's very clearly dog coded.
Oh yeah, he even has his
But
own
also a shark.
online comic strip for Marvel, where he's a lot more round.
You mean
This
he's
also
not round
proves-
already?
This also proves that sharks
Even
are cute.
rounder.
You can make sharks cute.
Like,
I bet he's so smooth.
I just want to
oh
pet
yeah.
him.
Oh, look at how
He's
round he is.
Yeah. See it? I
Oh
posted
my
more
God.
images in the chat of how he appears in the
Look at that little
comics.
lad. Oh my god.
Here comes
I
the
love
boy.
Oh yeah, you probably recognize that meme from Marvel a while back where there was an actual panel from the Marvel comics where Deadpool holds Jeff a knife and says, "Okay, Jeff, now your duty is to protect trans kids. Can you hold that?" And as Jeff holds the handle of the knife in his mouth, he just growls in response.
Okay, that's
He's
perfect.
a good boy.
Because for some reason, like a lot of trans men and women just love the ocean and sharks and stuff, so that kind of works. And I'm just saying this from my friends. I have a lot of trans friends, and a lot of them just love sharks.
Yes, we do. We do. Like, but I will say, like, there's just also like an obscene amount of like trans people I know that have that like IKEA shark.
Yes, that's it. The IKEA shark.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Christine, do you want to make a case for Gallica or Kate Sith?
I mean,
It's Cassis.
I
Or Ketchy?
freaking love Kate Sith. I love him.
So Kate
so
Sith's whole
dapper.
From the
deal.
moment I saw him in the game, oh my god.
So Kate Sith, he is not an actual cat. Spoilers for Final Fantasy VII, by the way. He's
A
not
game
really a
that's been
cat.
out for 20
Yeah.
years.
Yes,
He's a little bean.
he's a
though.
robot.
Wait,
He's
what?
a robot cat
Oh.
controlled by one of the executives at Shinra who is spying on Cloud and his party. That said, he is mighty adorable.
That is
He is
cute.
mighty
And it's really funny when he sleeps because he doesn't sleep because he's a robot. He looks like a robot that's been turned
He
off.
just powers
Yep.
down. He just powers down.
But yeah,
Yeah.
hard to
but
argue
it's
with a
also-
cat.
Yeah, it really is, especially one that's wearing a little crown and boots and a cape. Come
I know.
on.
And it has like weirdly thick thighs.
Don't say Kate Sick is thick.
Yeah, please don't.
Okay. That
Someone's
pose
going
he's-
to take that out of context.
That pose he's doing,
Somebody?
it reminds me of that
I don't-
one video from years ago with Cat. I'm a kitty cat. And I
I'm in a dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister was obsessed with that and would make our first cat jam reenact that dance.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
That's
I
cute.
do that all the time.
And what's even better is he has a Scottish accent.
Yes.
I love him.
Really? Okay, yeah,
I
I'm
love
sold
him.
on
Accents
that.
make everything better.
Okay, so Christine went to Kate Sith, so I'm going to go nominate next Gallica, your fairy companion from Metaphor Refantasio. She's
so
basically
cute.
I
so.
love her so much.
I'm not going to spoil Metaphor Refantasio because I can't. I've only played like the first 25 hours, but
And I haven't played it yet, so I want to.
so.
if you've
Gallica is your fairy companion in the main cast. She's basically the mascot of the game, so that qualifies her as a Scrimblo. She is Will.
just pretend she's the Morgana. of the
Yep,
game.
she's the Morgana, she's the Teddy, she's the Koromaru. What I like most about her is it is canon in the game, and they say this. She is playing the music you hear in the game.
Oh,
She
wow.
is literally playing the music that you're hearing in battle and all that. They say this up front, that she is playing it. It's never addressed again, but
Huh.
she is responsible for the banging soundtrack in this game.
multi-talented little baby.
Huh.
And she is sassy, because who doesn't love a sassy fairy?
Yeah.
Another thing that's funny about her is she
And
had...
every person who ever complained about Navi, they don't love a sassy fairy.
She's not as sassy as Navi, but we stand a queen. My favorite thing about her is she has her own equipment of armor that you can't change at all. But it's really funny because she doesn't fight. She's not a party member at all, which is really funny.
She has this cute little like knight's helmet visor thing. It's
And
adorable.
on the loading screen, she's reading a book and turning the pages while she's flying.
Cute.
I
Okay,
love it.
so
Yeah.
John, even though I haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine, I'd like to make a case for Dogpool.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
so as you can see, this is not a
a
conventionally
fucking dog.
attractive dog.
No.
However, a lot of ugly dogs, when they are abandoned or found, they do not get adopted. So when I saw Dogpool, I'm like, wait, that's great. They have this dog in a motion picture. People are going to see this, and then they might see a dog who has, like the tongue. A lot of dogs, what will happen is sometimes like they'll lose some teeth or something, and it'll cause their tongues to sort of lull out. They'll be like, "Hey, that dog's like dog pull." So the reason I am supporting this nomination is just because this dog could help other dogs potentially get adopted. And people might think I'm weird. I think ugly dogs are adorable. Okay, this dog is so fucking cute. Just look at all that little personality.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Let me add on to this very
I like his little
slightly.
hair fluff.
Sophie?
Dog Pool's actual name is Peggy.
Cute.
And she is a Pugese, which is a combination between a pug and a Chinese crested dog. A Chinese crested dog is a semi-hairless dog, and they usually do look like this, with like the little floofs and tufts of hair everywhere. And more often than not, they will lose their teeth. That's actually something that is common in the breed, and get this floppy like tongue look going on.
Aw.
That's a common thing with that breed.
So like, yeah, that's like, it's super common with this particular breed of dog. But she's combined with a pug, which is why she's got the little smushy face.
Yep.
And apparently she won the title of Britain's ugliest dog.
Okay,
no.
no, wait. You guys are going to say, oh, that's so mean. No, there's like a group of people who adore these ugly dogs. Like, they love these ugly dogs. It's a positive thing because...
She got an award.
Yeah, they think, like, oh, like, because to them, it's like the ugliest dogs are the cutest. So it's more of a title of honor. It's not an insulting thing.
She might get another, the way things are going.
Well, she deserves
She's also
it.
nominated for the Fido's Award, which I believe is for incredible dogs on screen.
Aw.
Fido, that's very cute.
Mhm.
Okay, she is nominated for
We
that.
stand the
Okay,
queen.
so Austen, do you want to make a case for Glimley?
Wimbledon.
Oh yeah, Grimbly. He is a personification of '90s mascot platformers.
A literal Scrimblo.
Yeah, like you can tell he's all pixely and low res with no anti-aliasing whatsoever. Like,
Why does the background look like Futurama?
It's
It's
from
from
Smiling
Smiling
Friends. Jenks, you owe me a
Like-
soda.
Glimbley was intentionally designed to look like a PS1 polygonal character, and the art direction behind creating him is top notch. And his voice lines are even compressed to sound like they came from a PS1 game.
yeah,
Terrifying.
like you can tell there are times when the voice actor's microphone peaks when he's shouting. Because
Yeah,
of
there's
that.
one in particular.
So Grimbly is a down on his luck character who hasn't had any work because a lot of big companies are focusing on shooters and live service games. So he's basically homeless.
That's why he looks like that.
Mm-hmm. And his signature catchphrase, oh yeah, it's an earworm.
Yeah, he's a homeless Scrimblo who his only source of income is he does cameos. No, I'm not even kidding. He literally does cameos.
That's how
He
he
has
gets
a cell
paid.
phone and he does cameos in the back of alleys, and he constantly gets requests to do his catchphrase. But sometimes he'll get requests to tell people to go to hell.
Oh, jeez.
Fun.
I mean, if it
And,
pays the bills.
Yeah.
Do what
Well, I
you
mean,
do.
it's not doing him too many favors, but he eventually does come across the Smiling Friends who try to get him his job back, but it doesn't go all that well because the company doesn't want anything to do with him because they, as Austen said, they're focusing on what modern game companies do now. His sidekick dies.
Oh, no.
Yeah, from an
That's
opioid
sad.
addiction. Oh,
That's
fentanyl, I mean.
sad.
Yes, the Luffy you'll remember from our Persona 3 reload when I did the fentanyl crisis joke came from this episode.
I see.
And his arch villain is married and has kids and is too busy to.
Oh
to do a new
no,
game
that's
with
the worst. Is when your arch nemesis is having like the best time of their life and you're suffering. That sucks.
Yeah, but he's like I'm not opposed to it, but he just doesn't have time.
This kind of goes back to Austen's dishonorable mention where, like, you can take characters like this and find a way to make them interesting and compelling.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
unfortunately
Sorry.
they butt heads with the CEO that owns him, And he says like the funniest line I've heard from the show so far. It's my IP to sit on and do nothing with.
Yeah, people have been using that quote a lot.
Because one company in particular stands by that, Microsoft. So then he sends his Doomslayer-esque character to try and kill him, but he ends up killing the boss instead. So Wimley and I forgot the big guy's name. Troglor. They decide to make a game together, and it's Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's literally a Scrimblo. He's a Scrimblo, not actually in a video game. All right. Who nominated Turbo?
Sorry.
Who nominated Turbo Granny Cat form? Was it me?
So, I think it might have been
that was you.
Look at them. Just look at them. That's Turbo Granny in her cat form is Scrimblo coded. So in Dawn to Dawn, their first paranormal being they fight against is Turbo Granny, who is an actual yokai in Japan in legend, and they trap her in a lucky cat. So imagine this.
I'm here for that.
Just imagine a mean old bitchy old lady voice coming out of a tiny cat.
Yeah, because this is
it's
the
fucking hysterical.
This is a ghost that cursed one of the main characters. And like I said, there's going to be spoilers. He ends up somehow losing. I'm just going to
penis.
Say, he lost his testicles, and yes.
And for you, Luffy, since you also said you're a Power Rangers fan, Turbo Granny's voiced by Barbara Goodson,
aka Rita Repulsa.
Rita Repulsa is coming out of this sassy cat's mouth.
That's beautiful. Although I will admit that I 99% of the time do not watch a dub.
But here's the thing.
Okay, well, if you're watching in Japanese, you get Luffy instead. She
is fantastic. It's like this was a role made for her. She is. You can tell she's having a blast.
That's awesome.
And I specifically intentionally chose this picture because this is the funniest one. Because
eating yakisoba bread.
Because I saw this in a Blue Sky tweet. It said me after I get my little treat. I'm like, it's.
That is indeed me after I get my little treat.
Me too.
That is relatable.
Me too. All right. So that leaves the little mushroom boy. So the little mushroom boy is this character you see all throughout Crow Country. Everything else in the game is horrible to look at and a nightmare, except for the little mushroom boy. If you find him in a hidden little crevice inside the haunted theme park, he upgrades your weapons.
Cute.
He does a little
gets
dance.
A bump. Yeah, he does a little dance. He gets a bump because he's the only thing in this park that's not haunted or cursed.
Yeah, the only thing not trying to kill you.
Yep. And finally, I was assuming I didn't miss anybody else. Astrobot. He literally is a Scrimblo. He is the platformer mascot for a PlayStation right now. He's got everything. He's tiny. He's cute. He's got all these powers. He's an immediately appealing design. I never thought that he would be an award-winning game, and just look at him. He's so cute. And the only thing he has for expression are his eyes.
Who the hell doesn't love a robot?
He looks like if Wally and Eva had a child.
Yes. Yeah. People have headcanon that he's Wally and Eve's kid.
I mean, it would make sense. This was gonna be so hard. They're also cute.
This is gonna be hard, but unfortunately, all five of us get 4 votes. So,
okay, hang on.
Who wants to vote first?
I'm gonna do it. Okay. All right. So, since I am a notorious robot lover, of course, one of my votes is going to go to Astro Boy.
Astro Boy, yeah.
All right. So we got Astrobot's got 1 vote. Okay. And let's see. I, of course, am going to give my boy Suruku at least 1 vote because I feel like I'm the only person who will vote for him.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll add like little hyphens to push the name, and then whoever.
I am watching you do this in real time.
Because I'm doing this by the seat of my pants. So
I'm gonna give my 3rd vote to Jeff, and my last one is gonna go to Dogpool.
All right. Christine, your turn.
Are these in like any particular order, or do I just
No.
name them?
You pick your 4 you're voting
Just
for.
name 'em.
Whoever has the
Well,
most votes
okay.
at the end is between everybody is the winner.
Well, okay. Kate Sith, Gallica, your boy over here with the dog,
Astrobot.
and Jeff.
Oh, Jeff and Astro are tied right now.
Oh.
All right, Luffy.
He's a little bean.
This is so exciting.
All right. I'm going to give 1 to Jeff. Like, I love Jeff. I'm going to give 1 to Dogpool. 1 to the cat with the thick thighs.
Stop it, Luffy!
1 to this little dude that's up here. Right
Astro?
now. Astro.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So that's your 4.
Yes.
Looks like
Austen.
Jeff is
Okay.
winning.
My first vote is Jeff, obviously.
Oh my God.
My second one
Because
will be
he's just a little dude.
Astro. Third one will be Grimbly. And my final vote will go to Dogpool.
Okay, so that falls to me. So
Yep.
my votes go to Astro. Gallica.
Okay.
Hooray.
Gwimbly.
Okay.
Because he literally is Scrimblo. He's a washed up one, but a Scrimblo nonetheless.
Okay.
And it's Astro, Gwimbly, Gallica, and Kate Sith.
So the winner is
Not Turbo Cat?
No.
So is the winner?
Astro.
Yeah, I think Astro's the winner.
Astro and
By 1 vote.
Astro, yeah.
It was
Hell
tight.
yeah.
It was between Astro and Jeff.
I was afraid it was going to be Jeff. So Astro is our Scrimblo Bimblo, our inaugural Scrimblo Bimblo of the year.
He
Congratulations
deserves
to
it.
everybody.
He deserves
With
it.
Jeff in second place, third place tied is Kate Sith and Dogpool, Gallica and Gwimbly in third place, and everybody else. Congratulations to everybody involved. Now it's time for the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yes, I'm excited for this one.
We were voting for the lovable nominees
Oh, no.
here. It's
Oh, no,
time
I know what this
for
is.
the
Oh, no.
for category number 2, foulest creature.
Oh no, here we go.
Yay.
The nominees
Bullshit.
are
Jesus Christ.
the nominees are
How's that?
Baby Beetlejuice from Beetlejuice.
Nope.
What is that?
Literally fucking everything from Crow Country.
No, thank you.
Chris Parnell
That's
is
the
the
kind of shit you
overseer
see in the
Cyclops in Fallout.
I thought that was a good idea. Oh my gosh.
So,
Yeah, he has one eye. And it was CG'd in.
But 2 eyebrows. There's no reason to give him 2 eyebrows.
I know. We'll talk about it. Turbo Granny Regular from Dawn to
Yeah.
Ooh.
She creepy.
Dawn. The Pumpkins from Delicious in Dungeon.
Oh, what the
Oh
fuck?
no!
I do kind of
Why?
love the Dunmashy pumpkin.
Why?
Mog from Final Fantasy
Oh,
VII
not like
Rebirth.
No,
Oh,
that's
my
no
God.
Moogle.
I will not fight you, John. I will not fight you.
I thought the Mugles were supposed to be cute.
The Aloe Happy mascot from Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
Oh no.
The Humans from Metaphor Refantasio.
Fuck.
That's a human?
The monsters in Metaphor Refantasio are called humans.
Oh.
I like it.
And if you, so like,
Looking
but
at
John, you
MCS
can't
show
nominate
painting.
them all. You can't nominate every monster in there. That's wrong. Okay, then I nominate one. Homo Jaluzo from Metaphor Refantasio.
Oh,
No.
And
John.
Norbot from Wallace and
Yes.
Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul.
Absolutely. Get him off my screen now.
No, he's staying right where he is.
No.
Because
Get
Austin,
off.
you're making the case for why is Norbot horrifying.
Okay, I mean, just look at that face. I mean, already his face is cursed, and lawn gnomes are already creepy enough to begin with. But this one can fully move. It's overbearing and follows you everywhere. Always talks and does that noise whenever it recharges in an outlet.
Oh yeah, that's not creepy.
Oh,
it gets worse.
Yeah, because when Feathers McGraw hacks Norbot, instead of those, his eyes has become pitch black.
Oh, creepy.
No.
Like, no eyes whatsoever.
I don't like him.
No, thank you.
I don't like him. I thought Mog's pretty bad.
All right, Rooty, why should we vote for the other version of Turbo Granny?
Okay, so when I was going in like to Dan, I sort of knew like the basics of the plot, but I was not prepared for how unhinged and disturbing Turbo Granny is, because the first words out of her mouth are, I want to... I know this word for word. John, take it away.
Let you suckle my teeth if you let me gobble your dong.
That's literally the first thing she says. And she's saying this to one of our leads who's a teenager. So, I mean, the whole thing is just automatically disturbing. And the thing is like, she doesn't give a fuck. She has, like, no morals whatsoever. You can tell, like, by the way she talks, she just doesn't give a shit. And she's powerful enough that she doesn't have to.
Yeah, she's basically like that sassy character that's in that cat. That's what's inside there.
Yeah.
Christine. Why Mog?
I don't like him.
Okay.
I mean,
the Moogles.
I don't. Give me my old Moogles. Give me
the Moogles throughout the Final Fantasy series. The Moogles throughout the Final Fantasy series have had various designs, and all of them cute, except for this fucking thing.
Okay.
Give me back my old Moogles and take this one away, please.
I don't go here. I this is my first time seeing this creature, but he is awful. There are multiple things about him I do not like.
Are they all the teeth?
One.
Yeah, they have teeth. What the heck?
One, what the fuck is happening with teeth? Those aren't koala teeth.
Yeah.
Two, why the fuck are his eyes so dead?
Thank you. Thank you.
Three, is he supposed to be wearing a little hat, or is that growing out of his head? Because
he's got a little bandana on, but then he's got that's a little poof on his head.
The lighting in the picture doesn't help.
In other games,
otherwise that line looks like he's like his head has been sliced open Frankenstein.
That's what I thought originally.
And I can only imagine that he is a zombie of some sort.
No, he's real. That's what's wrong with him.
And finally,
it's like they took a bunch of different designs, like pieces from different designs, and put it together, because like the eyes, the mouth, and the nose don't match at all. Like they don't go together.
And neither does the body.
No.
His body is completely disproportionate from his floofy head.
Yeah.
It lacks floof. It looks like it creeps me out. I don't like it. I'm with
Yeah, here's what Amigo's supposed to look like. I'm putting it in the chat right now. Like, it's like night and day.
That's much more adorable, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they typically look like. Yeah, that's what they look like in the first 6 Final Fantasies. And that's the Kingdom Hearts one. Yeah, but this thing is a sin against nature.
Look at this little
I don't understand how they went from these, which look like cute little plushies.
They look like kittens.
Little babies, to whatever the fuck this thing
is. This is like an abominated koala.
Okay, so
Uncanny Valley ass animatronic
John,
koala.
Mm-hmm.
If you will allow me, I will make a case for baby Beetlejuice.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, look at this fucker.
Wow.
Just look at him.
He's horrifying.
Okay, so
he is horrifying.
For those of you who haven't seen Beetlejuice, there's a scene where Linda sees Beetlejuice again, and with his crazy Beetlejuice powers, makes her pregnant. And that abomination drops out of her, so it's already really gross.
I believe Sorry, I believe it it pops out of her like a balloon and
Yes.
starts crawling around and biting out her anchors.
Yes.
Which is what that's the picture we used as.
Horrifying.
And it's just so unappealing. Not just like, okay, besides the face, the hair looks all nasty and stringy. Already has teeth, which no thank you. But also just the idea of this thing crawling around terrifies me.
He's slimy looking, man. I'm not a fan.
And here's the thing.
I wouldn't hesitate to pull a 45 if I saw that crawling towards me.
Oh, yes.
I would be punting it immediately.
Yeah. And like,
I do not care if it came out of me.
and the thing is, actual Beetlejuice like thinks this thing is like, adorable. And I'm like, are you blind?
And that's exactly what's wrong with it.
Yeah, that doesn't stop him from giving it a good punt in the movie.
Even Beetlejuice knows better.
Yeah, it's just like, just imagine this thing like trying to like crawl to you and be like, mommy, absolutely not. I'm putting you up for adoption, bitch.
Mommy, I want mine.
Okay.
Okay. Luffy, the pumpkins.
Oh, God.
Okay, so technically, these are not pumpkins.
What are they called?
They're actually dryads.
What?
And when we were first introduced to the dryads, they're like hot bitches. They're all like androgynous, sexy plants that like make out with each other and reproduce.
Okay.
These things are their babies.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh!
That's their spawn?
That turn into the hotties apparently later, but these are like the buds, and they make soup out of these things by cutting their heads open and using them like as a pumpkin bowl, which in cuisine, yum. Love that idea.
But you have to look at the
abortion.
God
damn it, Jan.
But you have
in the world of Dunmeshi, where we have these things, we have to see their little fucking nasty faces.
I hope they sell these so I can put them on my porch on Halloween.
Oh, God, that would terrify trick-or-treaters.
They sell bowls.
Oh,
of them, like
Jesus Christ.
But here's the things with the meal is being served. That's their heads cut open. They stare at you with their little eyes.
That's so demented.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to.
I don't like it.
So for those of you who don't know, Delicious in Dungeon, aka Dungeon Meshi, is about a group of travelers in like a fantasy setting, learning how to cook and eat the like monsters in the dungeon.
Well, it's a little bit. They're not so much learning as the one dude. He's like autistic coded as fuck, and his special interest has been eating monsters, and so he's finally gotten the opportunity because his sister was eaten by a dragon, and they don't really have enough time to go up and get more supplies
or money.
Yeah,
so,
they're broke.
More
Than a
money.
joke.
So it's a very the fantasy setting and the rules within the dungeon are very clearly like tabletop RPG, Dungeons and Dragons like inspired. But yeah, a lot of the episodes center around capturing and cooking various monsters.
And might I add, oh my God, does all that food look delicious? Oh my God.
Yeah.
A lot of it really
Except
does
for
look
this.
very
This
good.
is the only thing that doesn't look delicious, but everything else does.
This is
I might be okay if I turned it around.
admittedly, this is one of the funniest visual gags.
Yep, I chose this picture specifically.
When Lyles brings them out and is like, no, look, I found these things. And then Marcel makes the same fucking face as them. Like, I hate it.
That her face is the face I make my entire work shift.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Austen.
They all have a JoJo face.
Aloe happy.
I'm not going to be able to sleep.
Like, now, the first time we're introduced to him, he jump scares us.
Oh, God.
He's jump scared me.
No, really?
Yeah, John genuinely freaked out when he just popped out of nowhere. Like,
His shirt says ah.
Yeah.
His shirt says "ah."
I'm shocked, I tell you.
You know,
So
he
he's
would
supposed to be the
probably be better if he kept the sunglasses on.
I don't think that would have changed anything.
Maybe. He looks like some sort of like rejected SpongeBob.
I was about to say that. Like SpongeBob
No,
has a fever dream, and this thing shows up.
No, what he looks like to me
Yes.
is like if they made a low budget porn parody of The Simpsons. This would be like the suit they wear.
Oh God!
I forgot about that.
See, like the yellow and the weird eyelashes just scream
Yeah.
SpongeBob to me. But like, okay, go on. What the fuck is he?
He's supposed to be the mascot for a travel agency in Hawaii. And
I would never go to Hawaii.
no,
He's not real,
because
thankfully.
it's a colonized nightmare.
I mean, yes.
So that's two reasons not to visit Hawaii. But this guy, he's just terrifying. He just looks in that one corner of the travel agency, just staring at you the whole time.
Ugh.
What gives him a debuff on being terrifying is the employee wearing that is miserable the whole time.
I'd be miserable
Oh
too.
my god, it moves!
Can you imagine
Like,
the
it-
amount of crying children when they see this thing?
I think it's
It's like
I think it's mostly
like the fucking unknown.
it's what my concern, and I think he addresses this when you talk to him. That is a full body suit he is wearing in Honolulu.
Oh God!
And every time he's talking, it's like he's voiced by Sam Riegel. So
okay, yeah.
and like he just sounds like every depressed retail employee that has to do this for to pay their rent. It doesn't make me like that face anymore, though.
I don't like
And
him
I
either.
don't.
Okay. The news
Okay,
next.
so
I mean, doesn't he just give you the same kind of vibes as the unknown
yeah.
from that horrifying Wonka experience?
Yes.
I never saw that, but I imagine he looks just like that. Okay, so I could either.
Unvibe.
All right,
So,
the humans from Metaphor Refantasio. So in Metaphor Refantasio, I don't know the significance by why they're called humans or what their whole deal is, but just about every human monster in Metaphor Refantasio. Have any of you seen the painting, the Garden of Earthly Delights by Hieronymus Bosch?
Yes.
I'm putting the unknown in the chat.
Nearly every
That's exactly what I thought.
Nearly every
saw this.
monster and human in Metaphor Refantasio is a monster from that painting, and this is one of them.
Hang on, I need to go add this to my wish list.
They're all nightmare. Like they're somehow worse than the painting. And I was exposed to the painting
Really?
early because in college in my 3D modeling class, the teacher had us take creatures from that painting and make 3D models out of them. Like the one with the bird, like with the bird and the egg with the legs and the arrow sticking out. That's in this game too.
Straight up, this whole thing actually I think is kind of cool.
It is.
This is
Yeah, me too.
yeah. This is
It's like an
MC
Escher painting.
his name is
gone
Homo
wrong. I love
Vadis.
it.
Like all of the major humans have homo in their name, which is like, the Latin
That
word
makes
for human.
sense.
I like
Yeah.
the weird heart bagpipe thing that's going on up
And
there.
that-
Yeah.
That's its weak point, believe it or not.
Makes sense.
That's also like a extremely clever idea is to take the creatures from the Hieronymus Bosch painting and make it into actual like monsters. That's such a great
And then you
idea.
have things like Homo Jaluzo.
And I don't like her.
No!
I don't like her. I don't like her. Where
See,
is
here's
her
the
body?
thing. I could maybe deal with the gaping maw. It's the fact that she doesn't have a torso or like hips. She's just a head and feet. No, thank you.
This is what awaits you if you take its
hate it.
binky out.
No.
Binky.
Yep.
Oh my god, it's supposed to be a baby. I don't like even more.
Okay, so that's the humans. Should I make the case for? Oh, I'm the only one who watched Fallout. Chris Parnell's Cyclops. The CG in the show generally is good, but then I got to episode 6 and saw this.
I'm gonna say this like 6 billion times, but a Cyclops should not have 2 separate eyebrows.
you.
It is very
I
disconcerting.
know.
I hate it.
Maybe
Why
maybe
didn't they
that's why
just
I
give
feel
him a
it's weird.
unibrow?
No, but
No, I think
Rudy,
that's
don't you know
it.
nobody needs a unibrow?
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, Rudy, that should have been on your Dishonorable.
Oh, I'm surprised it wasn't. Because, God, I did hate that movie.
Also,
Oh, wait, no.
is it just me or is his eye just set too high in his
Thank
head?
you.
I think that's
See, that's
yeah.
what yeah.
Like they
See, I
CG'd
think
this
the
in.
thing-
The proportions
Yeah.
are just all off. They just bad.
That's why I don't
See,
like it.
You know, with Leela from Futurama, everything's like proportioned to her face, but this is not. I think if they had maybe either removed the eyebrows and put it like up
Make
a
his
little
eye
bit
a little
more, made it
bigger.
slightly bigger. Yeah, I think this would have looked better. It's just the design is the
The eye
issue.
needs a little bit bigger,
Yeah.
This could
and
have
there
worked.
only needs to be one eyebrow.
And this is the creepiest thing in
Yeah.
the show because the monsters in this show look fine, but then I saw this guy.
Yeah,
Like, and this was later in the show.
Whose
This was like
idea
episode
was
6 or
that?
7.
Hmm.
All right, Austin, the Coco Crunchy monsters.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, a lot of them just. I think they're made out of tree roots or something. Is that.
So the plot of Crow Country is the guy Edward Crow who founds the amusement park. He built the amusement park over a gold mine in Atlanta, Georgia, and he had a get rich quick scheme where he would mine the gold and transfer it to South Africa for a tax write-off, if I remember correctly. But while digging for the gold, he found a interdimensional portal that is apparently infecting people. And all of the gooey amorphous monsters, they're mutated guests that fell in the hole.
Oh, you didn't tell me any of that. Oh.
Yeah.
that's I think why they shut down the park, isn't it?
Yes, because it got overrun by them.
So you're telling me that every single one of those every single one of those things is like a freaking. Oh,
It's
I don't like that.
it's a mutated guest that disappeared.
Mhm.
Oh. That's nice.
Interesting.
And
All right, sorry, Austin, you had something to add?
and wasn't there was one that would keep you out, like the smaller quality ones that almost look like babies?
I fucking hate those babies. I would take Baby Beetlejuice over those fucking goblins. Fuck them.
Oh damn!
Fuck them. I would punt them at the Super Bowl. Fuck them.
Nasty little thing.
All right. Just like Scrimblo, 4 votes.
Can I please go
Luffy.
first?
Go ahead.
Christine.
Go for
The floor is
it.
yours.
Okay, so Mog, obviously.
Yep.
The
Mog gets a 1.
freaking gnome.
Norbot.
Norbot.
Greetings,
I
There's
Norbot.
two
actually think
votes
that
left, I think.
what are the things from Metaphor?
Humans.
That thing specifically.
Specifically Homo Jaluzo.
No, not that one. The one next to it. But yes,
Oh,
that one's
Homo
pretty,
Evatus.
yeah, that one's pretty.
Yeah,
it's
you-
cool. It's cool, but I also don't like.
All right, then you got one
It's
more
cool,
vote.
but I don't like it.
You have one more vote.
Sorry.
You're fine.
The pumpkins.
All right.
Luffy.
Okay, who wants to go next?
All right.
Sorry about that, guys. My mom's trying
Uh,
to sleep in the other room.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
Okay, for me, it is. We're definitely starting with the Cyclops. Fuck that thing. Fuck him. Fuck that. I don't like it. Mog. I don't like him at all.
Freaking
The
word.
Pineapple Man.
Owl Happy Mascot.
The what?
The Pineapple
Yep.
Man.
Okay.
Ah,
Pineapple
Um,
Man.
And Baby Beetlejuice. I don't like him.
All right. Who is next?
Rooty, you can go next.
All right. So I'm gonna go with the mascot dude from Hawaii because I'm not sleeping tonight because of that thing. The pumpkins because OMG, creepy ass faces. I think I'm also gonna go with Mog just because the design should work. It has worked. It doesn't
No,
look like the
don't
cohesive.
do that.
That's the issue. And last but not least, I'm gonna vote for Baby Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Austin.
Okay, I'm voting for Norbot.
Thank you.
Fuck that
Alrighty.
guy. Baby Beetlejuice. Oh boy, literally everything from Crow Country. Because just about everything, every monster there's creepy. And, this is gonna be a tough one. The Aloe Happy mascot from Like a Dragon.
Yeah.
Okay, so before I vote, it is a 3-way tie between Baby Beetlejuice and Mog and Aloe Happy.
Mog and the
Good.
mascot, yeah.
As it
All right,
should
Johnny,
be.
you're the tiebreaker
Okay.
again.
Awful, man.
Mog.
That's it.
No, but he's my first vote.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
That was just such a dramatic pause after
Yeah.
that. We're like, wait, what?
Norbot.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Parnell.
Mm-hmm.
And Aloe Happy because he actually scared me. It is a...
Ah, yes.
So it is a tie between Aloe Happy and Mog.
Oh,
And now they fight to the death.
good. They can both die. What do we do in this scenario? I didn't plan for this.
I guess
Flip a
now
coin.
the four of us had to. I mean,
Or we
let's
have to
see.
argue to have somebody change their vote. So,
Okay, I think now what happens is the 5 of us has to vote between those two.
yes.
Okay. Hang on. Wait. Let me lay down a scenario. You have woken up from your slumber and you are going to the kitchen to get yourself a drink. Then all of a sudden, you hear something creaking. You turn around and see the door outside is slightly open. And then you see a head peek through. Now, which one of these characters would you not want to see in the middle of the night outside your house
Aloe
peeking
Happy.
through your
Between
door?
these two,
It's it's a
Pineapple.
difficult choice, but I'm going with pineapple.
Aloe Happy.
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
thank you. At least
And-
Mog is trying to be cute. That's in quotes.
Yeah.
And some people would.
Yeah. Aloe
Some
Happy,
people would find that.
I'm not sure what they were trying
Now,
to do.
Aloe Happy is supposed. Like I can
See-
see the argument that he's supposed to be, but he's not. No, he's horrible. He's horrible.
See, like, making him a coconut tree is fine. It's the fact that they try to make it humanoid and then the face is
Please,
just... Because
Please,
it
my
can't
dude,
move,
put your
it's creepy.
sunglasses over your eyes. Thank you.
Yes. Can we move on to MILFs?
Yeah, let's
Please,
talk
for the
about
love of
MILFs,
God.
man.
Yes.
The winner of this
We need
and the
something
winner of
sexy.
the Foulest Creature of the Year award is the Aloe Happy mascot. Congratulations.
Woohoo, my nomination won.
Go fuck off and
Yay,
die.
congrats.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, let me just write down the
all
names.
right, so hold
Oswaldo.
on. Before I'll announce the nominees as we go along.
You don't want to switch that up at all?
Hold on. Well, I'm gonna go in like the order in the order I announced them in the document. So let's see. So
Oh no. I just meant like, should any of us announce any of the
sure,
other
if anyone
categories?
wants to do that, who wants to take the MILF of the year?
Ooh,
Okay.
I want to do this
It's all you,
one.
Rudy.
All
I
right,
would do MILF.
do them in the
Okay.
order in the document.
All right.
I would like to do Chorus Little
First-
Madness when we get to it.
MILF of the year.
Okay. First up, Agatha Harkness from Agatha All Along.
Woo!
Oswaldo Cobblepot in Batman Cape Crusader.
Ow, ow.
Lydia Dietz from Beetlejuice.
Lydia Dietz.
Dietz.
Yeah.
Dietz.
Delia
Delilah Dietz. No, Della Dietz. Delia Dietz, also from Beetlejuice.
Woo!
Seiko Ayasa
Psycho
from
Ayase.
Dan to Dan. Carmilla Carmine from Hazbin Hotel. Morgan Gilroy from High Potential.
Hillary, but yeah.
Fabienne Lagapus Volpes from Metaphor Refantazio.
I know who that is.
Ooh, they got furries.
And your Forager from Spy X Family.
Ooh.
Oh, this one's gonna be hard.
Yes. And I think that we did make the requirement that all of the MILFs actually do have to be mothers.
They all, as far as I know, they all are.
The internet perverts what a MILF is, but it is not just an older woman. It is a mother.
I did my homework on my nominees. I made sure of that.
Same. All right. Who wants to go first?
Okay, let's.
Now, I think, did I nominate Lydia?
No, that was me.
I
It's
didn't-
Winona Ryder. Come on.
thought I
I
did.
did your
It's
and
It's goth Winona Ryder.
yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. It's goth Winona Ryder, and I know for a lot of people, when she was younger, that was like their introduction to hot goth girls. So that kind of was like my argument.
Yeah, I
It's
didn't
hot
see
goth mom.
Beetlejuice as
Come
a kid,
on.
but I saw her and I had a crush on her. So,
All right.
and then her mom.
right,
Then you
who
got
wants
her
to go
mom,
next?
Catherine O'Hara,
Bark bark with the red hair.
and
I
not
just
only is she
love her
attractive,
so
she's
much.
fucking hysterical.
She's such a good
yeah,
actress.
she has a lot of those lines in that movie.
Like if you're not familiar with her other roles, she's also the mom in Home Alone. She's also she's Sally in Nightmare Before Christmas.
Such an icon.
The mom in
Yep.
Schitt's Creek.
She's
She's just
so
so
funny.
spectacular in that.
She's like amazing in anything she's in. Oh, isn't she?
Yeah.
Isn't she the possum mom in Wild Robot?
Yep. She's in
yeah.
that too. I think it's her. I might have to check, but like
Both in Schitt's Creek and in the very old movie Best in Show, the mockumentary about dog shows, like with Eugene Levy, they work so well together. She's very funny.
oh yeah.
And
she's also artistic and very passionate, and passion is hot.
Too bad she's a bad mom. Which is ironic because Jeffrey Jones, who plays her dad, who's a horrible person in real life, but better to Lydia in the movie. Psycho ISA. Technically a GILF. Because she's a grandmother.
Still
but
works.
that
Because I saw her and I thought she was like in her like early 30s.
Nope, she is an old lady. And
I need to know her skin regiment now. How does she look this
It's
good?
definitely one of
especially
those,
as a smoker. She's a smoker too, which is what's crazy.
It's like Tsunade. She probably has like some sort of like thing. You know, they can't have their old women look too old.
Probably.
She does have badass hair though.
Agatha Harkness from Agatha All. It's Catherine Hahn. It's Catherine Hahn. And you see her naked in the show.
Okay.
She got the booty.
Yes.
She really do.
We should maybe describe a little bit more why we picked these other than just shatter their names.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the bark
here's the
category.
thing. So I'm just going to say something. This might be just me, but one thing I have noticed as I have gotten older, I find people who are funny, who are comedic, very hot.
Agreed.
And she's already a very pretty woman.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of people slept on her, but
Case in point, Christine makes me laugh.
Huh? Yeah, like.
Sorry.
But the thing is that somebody who can have like who can make you laugh, but also has passion, that is very hot. And I feel like she, even as Agatha has a lot of passion for what she's passionate about, and like she has some of probably the best lines. She is witty, she is funny, and that is hot. She does have a really great body, but again, passion and wittiness, that's extremely hot. That is super
She
sexy.
got her own
good
spinoff
mom.
from WandaVision for a reason. Like she was like the highlight for me in WandaVision. Like she was like the best
Most
villain.
people talked about her more than Wanda and Vision in their own show.
Yep, and she stole her own too, even though there were some other great actresses in that. But
Didn't she
nope.
also make out with Aubrey Plaza?
Spoilers? Yes.
Hell yeah.
Wow, I need to watch
I
this show.
haven't watched the show, but I saw that in the previews.
All right, so now we need someone to make a case for Oswalda.
Austen, you want to do it? You and I are the only ones who watch Cape Crusader.
Well, she's your nomination, and John.
So she's a spin on the Penguin, except this time she's a mob boss mother. And she's does not like disloyalty, as one mob boss does. She's even willing to go far as to kill her own children if they don't follow,
Damn.
if they don't obey and respect her.
Oh, okay.
She literally drowns one of her children.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
And it's not even the first person she's ever drowned. Like there are a bunch of drowned corpses littered in the bottom of the harbor at Gotham.
Jeez.
Okay.
And she makes a statement, and she's only in one episode.
So I'm going to say this. I heard they were like, "Oh, we're gonna make the Penguin a woman," and I was like, "How's that gonna work?" It does.
Yep.
Like not just design wise, but
Why?
character wise too. Because originally that was what the Penguin was. He was like a mob boss type of character. Depending on who writes him, he still sometimes is. But yeah, this actually works.
Yeah, and she's also an entertainer. Like on the Iceberg Lounge in Cape Crusader is a yacht party this time, and she does a whole song and dance at the beginning. That's what that clip is from.
Okay.
All
right. So someone needs to make a case for Camilla.
Oh, she's fine.
Camilla, Morgan.
That's Austin.
you go ahead.
Morgan is my
Your
nomination. Okay.
Okay.
So, first of all, at first I didn't think much of her until she started singing in the show. The moment she started singing it in her first song, I was captivated just by her voice alone. I absolutely melted. And on top of that, she's also a powerful overlord in Hell City. She's in charge of the industrial district and specializes in smuggling angelic weapons. And it's she's the one who actually, with the first to reveal that angels can actually be killed by their own weapons.
Mm.
And it's because the rest of Hell thought angels were invincible. Well, and let's see what else. So she not only gets one song, but two. Respect, listen, out for love.
This is more than Walda gets, so that's a buff for her. Okay, so I nominated Fabienne.
Right.
I nominated
Someone has
Fabienne.
to make a
So again, I've only
Oh, you did? Cool.
well, I'm the one who played Metaphor.
Not true.
You
Hello?
you were watching.
I watched you though, so I know who she is.
So I don't know too much about this character only because I'm only 20 hours into a 65-hour JRPG. But Fabienne is the wife of one of the party members who, and spoilers for the first 3 hours of Metaphor, she's married to a party member that you recruit for about 30 minutes because the character gets offed. She runs the what was it? The Honeybee Inn, not the Hushed Honeybee Inn in the Grand Trad capital where you start the game out. And she's raising this poor little girl named Maria. And honestly, I love a woman who can run a place, cook. She's very gentle, very kind to her daughter. Worries much for her daughter's safety and how whether she'll take her father's untimely death all that much. And she's on my short list of I'm not a furry, but.
Okay, so now we need someone to defend Morgan.
And Yor were mine. All right, Morgan.
I will take Yor.
I mean, I nominated Yor. I couldn't do both.
Cool.
But Christine hasn't
I don't
gotten
think
to
she
defend
nominated
anybody.
All right,
Yeah, well,
Morgan Guillory, high potential. So this show centers around Morgan, who is a genius, essentially. She is a female Sean Spencer in many ways, in that she is very playful. She is not a very buttoned down or serious person, but she also has an IQ that's in the 160s and observational skills a la Sherlock. She also has 3 children.
Oh, wow.
And one of the best characteristics of Morgan is the fact that she is a mother. And she is a fantastic mother. She loves her children. They are her number one priority at all times. Her eldest daughter, who is the daughter of her first husband, who randomly disappeared when she was a baby. She tries to facilitate an idea and a relationship with who her dad was. and deal with her daughter like becoming a teenager. Her younger, her middle one is very autistic coded, and she is incredibly indulgent. Doesn't shame him for being out of the box, for his special interests. She embraces them. She learns about them. Cases like that involve mothers, she is way more passionate and into. And she's played by Kaylin Olsen of Always Sunny in Philadelphia and The Mick.
Yeah.
Who is fucking-tacular.
She's so funny.
Not only is she funny in this, she shows her fucking range in this role. Like her drama range on top of her like comedy chops, which is amazing. She does
I need to find a way to watch this because you said she's very perfect. She's very Sean Spencer coded, and Psych is my favorite live action show, so I know I'm going to love that.
Psych is also one of my favorites. I just think it's really fantastic. It's a really great show. It's a American adaptation of the French-Belgian show. And it's pretty faithful, but still has its own it's still its own thing. And
that's good.
I think that so far they have just done a fabulous job. There's also Carla from Scrubs is also in it, and Taron Killam, and the cast is very good. Anyway,
you nominated the last one we haven't talked about yet.
I did.
But Your Forger.
If Christine wants to talk about it, that's fine.
No, you can take it.
Christine's the only heterosexual in this group.
I should actually probably sit out of this category, so...
Yeah, because she's the only straight one here.
And
I'm sorry, Christine. We're being horny as hell. I'm so
That's
sorry.
okay.
I don't care.
That's okay. You can let loose the next one.
I mean,
you can let loose the next one.
Do you?
I hate to be like, oh my god, look at her, but oh my god, look at her. But I think that like the best thing about other than the fact that like she could kill you with like a flick of her wrist, like damn girl. Is her passion, her motherly passion.
Yes.
The way that she completely embraced being Anya's mom. And like just immediately she loved this child from the get and threw her all into taking care of her to the best of her ability. And like, while that ability doesn't always include practical skills like cooking, I mean,
she's trying.
She's horrible. She's horrible.
She's trying so hard.
Queen who can't cook.
Try harder.
we stand up the queen. She's trying so hard. The way that she was with Yuri is very similar. Like she's just always been a very maternal person, and I think that the contrast between like her job and like the cheerful, happy, kind of ditzy person that she actually is just adorable. And I'm just so endeared to her character. And her interactions with Lloyd. They should be married for real and not fake.
She's I also just think like what I like is despite being an assassin and being skilled at killing and weapons, she's still very awkward. Yes. When it comes to like a lot of interactions, and I think that's what makes her so endearing.
Yep.
So who wants to go first for the voting?
And I love her for that.
Yes. It's adorable.
Don't think Luffy has gone first yet.
Okay.
Go ahead, Luff.
I'm going to throw my votes with Morgan and Yor because I nominated them and I like them. Agatha.
Okay, one more. Wait, no, is it only 3?
No, it's 4.
Or 4 votes?
And
4. It was 3, but you guys want to do 4 this time?
It says 4 on the thing.
I just changed it. Do you guys want to do 4 or 3?
Let's do 4.
Yeah.
Luffy, who was your last one?
Lydia,
alrighty.
All right, so I've gone last every time, so I'm going to go second to break things up. I don't want to be the tiebreaker every time.
We'll have Christine be the tiebreaker this time. Is the only straight person.
Yes,
If we need
that's
to,
interesting.
need a
Christine,
tiebreaker.
you're going
No,
last on
sure,
this one.
go ahead.
Which means
Okay.
then Christine,
I
Go ahead,
just
John.
think it would
Okay.
be funny.
Seiko,
Okay.
Yor,
Okay.
Lydia,
Alrighty.
and Agatha.
All right.
Because the-
so we have a 3-way tie right
So
now.
what I forgot to mention in Agatha, the whole conceit behind the show is she wants to revive her son that she lost.
Oh.
Yeah, so like the whole point is like she wants to go on the witch's road to recover her son.
Okay.
Okay.
Jad, do you want to go next?
My first vote is Camilla Carmine, Lydia Dietz. Let's see. Okay, I haven't seen Dandadan yet, but Psycho because she's a hot gilf. And let's see, I got one more, right?
It's your vote. You do what you want with. Yep, it's your vote. You do what you want with it.
And I haven't seen Agatha all along yet, but she was a fun character in WandaVision, so I'm nominate Agatha next.
It's a tie between the first live action winners so far. Okay, so Rudy's next.
My turn. I'm gonna vote for Yor. I'm gonna give Della 1 vote.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna give a vote to Oswalda. And then my last vote is gonna go to Lydia.
Oh well, we don't have a winner yet, Christine. You have 4 votes.
Wait,
Wait,
hang on.
huh?
Did I
do?
use all mine?
Yeah.
I thought I was the
Because
tiebreaker.
I voted for Yor,
Yeah, you voted for your
Della,
Philia.
Lydia, and Oswalda.
Mm-hmm. I think you were the only person that voted for Oswalda, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Christine's the tiebreaker then.
Who's the tiebreaker? Who's the tiebreaker for 2?
Right now,
You just can do your 4 votes.
use your 4 votes, and we'll find out what happens.
You know what? Sure. Okay. Sorry. What's the granny in what's the girl in Dandadan's name again?
Seiko ISA.
Okay. Her, your, God. Metaphor girl. I'm sorry.
Fabienne.
What was her name?
Fabienne.
Thank you. Yes. Geez.
So
I don't know
Seiko,
anybody
Yor,
else.
Fabienne.
You watched WandaVision, didn't you?
Just
Yes.
pick the last one on vibes. Go for it.
Go. Vibes are a valid option.
You know what? Shh. I might have to just do 3 on this one because I don't know anybody else.
You could.
Okay.
But
Honestly, that's probably okay because if she picked Agatha or like, then
So-
you would have had that happen a 3-way tie, I think.
So
And that would have been
it's now a tie between Lydia Dietz and your Forger.
okay.
Fuck.
And how we did it
All
last
right.
time is we just voted.
I propose a scenario. Yet again. You get a lovely letter in the mail saying, "Would you please come to dinner with me?" And you get a address. It is at like the nicest restaurant in town. You get there. There are roses waiting for you and a box of chocolates. You sit down. Your heart is all aflutter. Who would you rather see come through the door, your Forger or Lydia Dietz?
Here's my scenario. Here's my answer to that question. If I am invited to a restaurant with flowers and everything by Lydia Dietz, I'm at least expecting it to be a nice place. Your Forger can't cook for shit. She brought me to Applebee's, Lydia.
I choose Lydia too.
I think I choose Lydia as well.
Oh damn!
I'm sorry,
I'm the odd
baby.
one out as usual.
Nope, I'm still with your.
Okay, good. So that's
Well,
2
then
of
that
us then.
means-
All right.
So does that mean that Lydia
Yep.
wins?
Yeah, Lydia wins because it's 3-2. But
Yay, Goth
I will say that
Mommy.
in the weird scenario that Rooty presented, yours probably planning to kill me. But you know what?
That too.
That's another good point.
I was mostly
That's gonna be
thinking.
your last meal, Luffy.
I was mostly thinking she can't cook for shit, and I don't know how much money she's carrying. So her first thought was take me to fucking Applebee's.
I don't mind Applebee's. I will get the spinach and artichoke dip.
And now for Austin's favorite category, I'm going to give it to him.
This category is DILF of the Year. Now, for this, similar to MILF, the nominees have to be a father or stepfather.
They have to be the father that stepped up.
Yeah, all of that as well, in order to be a nominee for this category.
And the nominees are...
Rick Flag Sr. from Creature Commandos. Are you going to toast one of the naked pics of him?
God, oh my gosh, so thirsty.
Billy Chuck Timms from Delicious Dungeon.
Chill Chuck
That's
Timms.
my man. That's my man.
Lucifer Morningstar from Haspin Hotel.
Okay.
Barrett Wallace from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Oh, woo, that.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Kazuma Kiryu from Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth.
Oh, he's hot. Okay, here for it.
Lord Forger from
There
Spy
he is.
X Family.
There he
He's
is.
still my beating
And
heart.
finally, Magneto
Oh, hello,
from
Daddy.
X-Men 97.
Ooh.
This one's gonna be hard too. Holy shit.
Not for me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Christine, if
shit,
it's not that hard, make a case for somebody.
Can I
Okay,
make
I
a case for
forgot
two
that
of them?
Magneto's a dad because
Who you gonna pick,
he's
Christine?
Scarlet Switch's father, right?
I want to make a case for Lloyd.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
go-
I told you
go
I was going to
ahead.
do it. I love him. He's the greatest.
You gotta do better than that.
I know I do. Damn.
Luffy can help you out with that one.
Sure, go ahead.
Honestly, like I get you, Christine. I also love him, much like his beautiful wife. I think that Lloyd is honestly, for all of his like, I don't really know how to be like loving. I'm a spy. I have no feelings. He's a fucking good dad.
He is.
to
Yeah, he
Anya.
is.
Like he tries really hard to be to make a good life, and he keeps saying it's all for the mission, but really, like, the two of the moments that really stand out for me are when him and Yor are pretending to do voices for Anya's like stuffed animals, or they're doing like a little spy mission in the streets.
How do I not
And
remember this?
it's at the end of one of the chapters.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it might have been an omake.
They like yelled at
but-
her, and then she started getting upset.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, we have to fix this.
Yeah,
I'm an anime onlyer, so yeah.
and another bit that kind of stands out to me is, which I don't think has been adapted to the anime yet, is when they're on the cruise. And
Yeah, that was adapted. That was adapted already. The cruise was the last season.
Yes, when Anya tells him that she wants him to be a fun dad, and he puts on all of the like different like souvenir outfits and just
Oh
looks
my
like
God,
so
I love
fucking
him.
cringe. And then Anya just bodies them. It's just like, oh my God, so lame. And he's just struck, traumatized.
I think one of the reasons like people really like Lloyd is that, he doesn't really know what he's doing with this whole like parenting thing. Newsflash, nobody does, but he's trying. He understands what it's like not to have parents, so he is trying to make Anya have a good childhood, even if it's all for the mission, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
And like Anya, even if they're negative emotions, like when she gets Tantrius bolts and stuff, like she brings so much life into him. Like there's even like a little omake at one of the end of one of the chapters where he's talking to his handler, and he's like telling her, Anya made us should jump this high in gym or something like that. Just like, what the fuck does this have to do with the mission? You're just bragging.
I love how he can be like so, like you said, so serious at sometimes, but then he's just a dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's learning to be a dad, because that's like what most people do, because it's like Nobody's born knowing how to be a good parent because you're given this other human being to take care of, and children are unpredictable.
Yep.
And he is trying.
I just love him and Anya's relationship. It's great.
It's so pure.
Yeah, like as much as I like ship, like like Lloyd and Yor, which can you blame me?
No.
Their parental relationship with Anya, like, is just so fun. It's fantastic, and I think Anya's just a great kid.
Mm-hmm.
She's she's just such a cutie pie, and I hope that as the manga goes on, the anime goes on, that they end up becoming a real family.
Oh yeah,
That seems to be the way it's
feel
going.
like they're already. I feel like they're already there. They're just like they just need to get over the fact that one's a. Well, actually, they don't know either of the other ones.
I think it'd be funny if they never find out.
That would actually be funny.
Like, since it's technically inspired by the Cold War, like it would be very interesting if like the war, came to an end and they just never figured it out and just got stayed married.
Yeah, that'd be actually
or it's like, now what do we do?
Like their organization's dissolved. It's like, well, now I have no one to report to, so oh well.
You want to just keep on living together? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't want to get my own apartment. Plus, you know how to cook, and I don't.
War's over. Rent's been raised.
Okay, so
I love you guys. Never change.
I gotta make the case for Barrett. Barrett because I know the most
Daddy
about
Barrett.
him.
Go for it.
Barrett Wallace is one of the most well-written characters in Final Fantasy VII. He is the de facto leader of the Avalanche terrorist group that is fighting against Shinra, the corporation that basically rules the world, and by blowing up their Mako reactors, which is their nuclear reactors that are sucking the literal life force of the planet out for resources.
Mm-hmm.
He is a hardened eco-terrorist with a gun grafted onto his arm, but below that handsome, rugged surface lies the heart of a father. His adopted daughter Marlene. Spoilers for Final Fantasy, by the way. This game is 25 years old, I know, but he adopted his friend's daughter, who he had thought had passed away, and everything he does is for her future. Poor little Marlene. Every time he cannot stand to be separated from her when he leaves Midgard behind. In fact, I remember in one of the sub stories where you're like escorting a dog to a town for a mission. He's thinking about what Marlene's up to now, and he starts crying.
Aww.
And there's one particular moment I love about Rebirth that they changed from the original game. Anytime Barrett's hard exterior ever breaks, he puts on his sunglasses because he doesn't want anyone to see him show any deep emotion. He wants that exterior of big, hard, eco-terrorist Barrett wanted for blowing up all these reactors to maintain its luster. But nope, man's got a heart of gold.
He does.
And John Eric Bentley plays him beautifully.
Yes.
I also just want to say something. The badass, like, with a heart of gold is such a great trope. It's just chef kiss.
Everything he does is for Marlene. He cannot stop talking about how much he loves his adopted daughter.
Okay. So
he's also got vibes with that one guy that he was with in the movie many moons ago.
Rick.
Yeah. He's criminally not in that movie very much. Barrett is one of the best members of the main cast.
Jad, do you want to make a case for Lucifer before I make a case for Rick Flag?
And then
Lucifer Morningstar. So, basically, he's the big boss of hell. Not only was he the first fallen angel, but he's the one responsible for giving humanity free will.
Oh, he is he? I had something to say about that.
So, however, as much as he loves his daughter, there's a bit of rift between them about the approach to sinners, cause the way Lucifer sees it, he gave humanity free will, and he was disgusted by what they decided to do with their own free will. However, deep down, he's deeply traumatized about how heaven casted him to hell, and how they refuse to ever listen to anything and from hell ever again. But as the series goes on, Charlie helps him see the good in Souls Gone Bad as well, at the point where he even begins helping her rebuild the hotel to try to redeem even more sinners. And it's kind of relatable how one day he's working on his hobby and he's like, "Ha! Take that, depressing!" Not to mention he has a really catchy song.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a friend like me, only it's a rap battle.
So I am a notorious has-been hotel hater, but I do like Lucifer.
It's so funny because, out of all the designs, he's actually probably my least favorite. I think it's a very boring design for Lucifer.
But I think, there is a lot to be done with his character. And while I think that some of the pacing is really, really, really off, I do want to see his relationship with Charlie bloom more. I do think he has a lot of potential. The guy who voice acts him gives him so much personality, and I think that really helps. But, yeah,
Christine, sorry, Rooty. Christine, for context, the Has-Been Hotel is Rudy's Battletoads.
Oh, yes. I will. Okay, so I will admit I actually didn't hate the official first season as much as I did, but I still really didn't like that. But I'm not going to get into that here. We'll be here too long. So I'm going to
watch their episode on that.
I'm going to make a case for Rick Flag Sr. Okay, so first off, muscles. Second, so for Fox. But also,
there's a lot of those in this category.
He is. This is another character who you can tell he's trying really, really hard. So he's from Creature Commandos, and he's basically given the task this woman's gonna go kill a foreign dignitary and try to start a war with this foreign country with America. So he's trying to avoid that. He's trying to avoid a international incident and the start of a new world war. Well, the thing is when he gets to this fake-ass country they made, the princess of this country is fine as hell. And he's trying really hard to be professional, and it's you feel for him because it's the creatures commandos are not that easy to get along with. One of them doesn't even talk. You can tell this man is stressed, but by God, he's going to do his job. And see, later on, he meets Frankenstein, a.k.a. Eric. And even though Eric attacks him, he's like...
Potential cock.
Do you want to talk? I can tell you're kind of hurting, because, and then... It's funny because they're talking, and then, as they're talking, Eric declares they're best friends, and he just is like, you know what, whatever. He wants to do a good job. He's trying to protect people, but man, if it's not giving him more gray hairs. But also, brother is fine. I can understand why when the princess saw him, she just dropped her dress.
Don't forget too. Don't forget too. Sorry. Don't forget too that Christine, I know you saw the Suicide Squad, the movie that James Gunn did. This is the father of the one guy that gets killed in the Operation Starfish incident.
I don't remember. It's fine.
Well, it's okay. This is that character's father, so part of what stresses him out is he's still grieving the loss of his son.
Yeah, because grief isn't linear. I think this, and it's not told exactly when this takes place, but we know it's sometimes after that because Amanda Waller can no longer use humans.
Yeah, it's after Peacemaker.
Yeah. Okay, so now we got Chilcook,
Chilchuck.
Chilcuck.
That's mine.
Okay, go ahead, Loof.
Okay. All right. Chilchuck Tins is my nominee from Dungeon Meshi. I have a fucking type. And that...
And my Twinks.
And your type is Twinks, voiced by Casey Mongolo.
Yeah, my type is weirdly tends to be short men who have really fucked up attitudes. Often are alcoholics, which is very funny because I don't drink and I probably would never date an alcoholic in real life, or honestly, somebody who made drinking a big part of their personality. but I love a short king. That is so big for me. And I love a unique voice, like Charlie Day, Curtis Armstrong as Dan Mandel and Dan Versus. And when they're like, look at this half foot, who's basically like a hobbit. And they reveal that he's like 30 in our years, which is basically like 50 in theirs.
Yeah, because like there's an episode later in the series where like they switch races because of there's like this I forget what it does it, but they cast a spell.
Changeling mushrooms.
The changeling mushrooms change their species, and Senshi the dwarf becomes a Fujoshi.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Chilchuck becomes Haas Delgado from Billy and Mandy.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna. He happened after we stopped. After I stopped.
So he
watching.
becomes a human with like a 5 o'clock shadow, is what I'm trying to say.
And everybody's very baffled. It said she actually becomes an elf, but he's living in like a Ikeda like comic. He's constantly like fucking Rosa Versailles or something. It has just like fucking roses around him, like just those vibes. But the reason that I love Chilchuck really at his core, other than his like sarcastical attitude and him being so teeny, has to be that he really is a good dad. He has 3 daughters. They're all grown at this point. But the flashbacks that they show, both in like the manga and the extra material, and unfortunately not quite yet in the anime, he's such a dad. Like, he was just such a good dad with his kids. He used to tell them that the trolls were going to come get like them if they weren't like careful about things.
Aww.
And he reveals later to Laios that the trolls were actually tall men, which are his race, like humans. And he's much later in the manga, Marcel has issues with it's hard to describe without spoiling things excessively, but loses the desire to do her own hair, and he braids it for her because he's such a fucking girl dad. He's got 3 daughters, and he does this like cute little like kind of clumsy braid, and it's just very sweet.
Aww.
And honestly, he's probably one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character. I really like how the series as a whole works to portray like different like races of different lifespans, and how their timelines work out different. And never, ever, the manga nor the anime never treats Chilchuck as anything but a fucking adult man. And at that, an old man. The average halfling lifespan is like 50. And he's already 30. So he's an old-ass man.
1 foot in the grave.
He is an Oji-san. He is a grown man. So anybody who says his miter coded is wrong. He's the most non-miter coded short character I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say up front. Like he's basically a hobbit, and like Luffy said, like he's basically middle-aged for his race.
Yeah. And anybody who knows me knows I love fucking short king who for some reason usually has a drinking problem. I love you, Charlie Day.
All right, Austen, should we make a case for your number 1 zaddy?
Please go ahead, Austen. I need to hear this.
Hell yeah!
Because I have to do the last one. So, or do we want to do that? I already riled you up. Cosmic Kiryu.
Okay, so Cosmic Kiryu, he is the dad who stepped up. Like, not only is he a man with honor, but he gave up the life of a big shot yakuza just to raise an orphan daughter who's Haruka, who calls him Uncle Cash, which is adorable.
Because he adopted the daughter of his long lost love, who unfortunately, spoilers, passes away in Yakuza 1.
Mm-hmm. And by Yakuza 3, he adopts even more children by running an orphanage called
Morning Glory.
What was it? Morning Glory. Oh, in a remote beach town.
Okinawa.
Okinawa, yes. As he's trying to get away from his past life as a Yakuza, because he's trying to redeem himself for his past. And even then, even with his violent and past life and being an ex-Yakuza, he never once killed a man.
No.
Fascinating.
Those tank missiles, no, that was the tank missile, not him.
Yeah.
It wasn't, I didn't kill him with the gun, the bullet killed him.
And of course, where was it? Oh yeah. So, even when he was diagnosed with cancer, he was still fighting. Like, not only did they say the cancer was terminal or?
So you're also skipping over something. In Yakuza 6, at the end of Yakuza 6, he fakes his death so that he can stop the criminal underworld from following him and his children. Even lies. He even lies to his children. He makes them all and the world at large believe that he's dead, just so they can be protected. Do I agree with that decision? No, but his Yakuza past keeps trying to bring him back into the fold, no matter what he does. So he thought he had no choice until he eventually clashes with the underworld government organization that he ends up working for. Because he uncovers a government secret in Yakuza 6 that, in exchange for never telling a soul about what that is, he wants guaranteed protection for his children by this organization, that they will never be harmed by anybody ever again. Unfortunately, he clashes with their ideals and they threaten him, and so he breaks it off with them, only to reconnect with them again. It's a whole thing. The Yakuza series is so complex by this point. But he does eventually. Yep. even at 57, he is 57.
Bark! What? Goddamn skin routines.
And on top of that, he's canonically a virgin.
Yes.
Which I find so shocking. How?
Which is really funny Which is really funny if you count the sub stories in Yakuza as canon, Ichiban is not.
Oh wow.
We'll get to that in a later category, I promise.
Oh, I forgot the best part. Every time there's like a really big fight in the story, he always takes his shirt off and goes topless.
He doesn't want to get blood on his shirt, man. Dry cleaners is expensive.
It's a Yakuza thing, apparently. And apparently he's perfected the art of doing it without ripping the clothes. Like, it's perfectly cut, where it's just all off. He's not struggling, it's just off, like right then and there. But yeah, he does get diagnosed with cancer. I don't know how it wasn't the fucking smoking. It was working in a nuclear power plant, and there was a gas leak. And he does eventually reconvene with his daughter, who eventually also has a son of their own, and that's his grandson. So yeah, Kazuma Kiryu, I'm probably going to vote for him. He is the ultimate dad, even if he does make dumbass decisions sometimes. All in service of his children.
Right.
And finally...
Okay, and the last one's all you.
Magneto. Yeah, he's a father. I mostly voted for him because he's also a silver fox. Look at him.
I just I've never seen him with flowing hair before.
They made him hot. What the heck?
Yeah, Magneto does have children. He is the canonical father of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Yep.
They just didn't do that in the MCU. Magneto basically views all mutant kind as his children. So, yeah, he's the father of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, but what Magneto wants most of all is for the mutant kind to be free of persecution. And he kind of butts heads with Charles Xavier on how that works. But in X-Men 97, he founds a whole nation state just for them. And so I don't spoil it for the rest of the members of the cast in this podcast. I won't tell you how well that goes.
Oh, no.
That's all I'm going to say. But I'm sure Austen started thirsting for him after he saw him bound up in his undie pants.
Yeah, like, at first I never got the appeal, but then there I was like, oh shit, now I get it.
Straight up, I've never seen him with hair.
Yeah.
And, like, long, especially not long hair, and it suits him. Digging it.
He does.
Yeah, this is based on like his House of
handsome.
M design, I think from I forget where in the comics, because I'm a movie and like anything but the comics, not consciously, but that's just I don't really read too many comics. I mostly just read the adaptations and stuff like that. I'm trying to find a GIF of him hung up.
Straight up, I think that's incredibly fair. As much as I would like to read more American superhero comics, they are lengthy, all
and dodgy in quality,
and all intertwined with each other. Like, I hate trying to read through a fucking Marvel comic and then there's like a fucking asterisk, like learn more about this or read more about this in this other series. Like, no, bitch,
I want to learn it right now.
Yeah, so like everyone has problems like, oh, you got to watch all these other MCU movies to understand. It's like, oh, so it's just like the comics. The comics literally do this.
And watch all these shows. That's like, it's like fucking homework.
Yeah, that's what comics have always been. They came full circle.
At least manga
it's
is just like one long thing. Yes, like Detective Conan is 2,000 billion chapters, but it's all in order, and I don't have to read anything else to understand it.
Exactly.
Okay, it's from behind, but there you go.
Ooh. Oh, Daddy got cake.
Damn. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Oh, once again, he's got
Buns of Steel.
Hard.
Buns of Steel and perfect because he can control that.
Oh my god, stop.
John.
Jesus.
I love you.
All right.
Please stop.
So the case has been made. Christine's going first because she went last.
What?
Okay.
Time to vote for the DILFs.
Okay.
4 votes among everybody. Christine's going first.
Cool. Lloyd, Kiryu,
Right.
Chilchuck, and Barrett.
All right.
Oh fuck! I found a picture of him chain bound up, John.
Of course you did.
Okay, who's next? Who wants to? Oh God.
Oh my.
Oh
Nice. Okay,
Oh my.
who wants to go
Let's
next?
see.
Who's looking at him?
Yikes.
I think Austen should be the tiebreaker this time, so he should go last.
Okay.
You.
You want me to go next?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, John.
Magneto.
Mm-hmm.
Kiryu.
Mm-hmm.
Barrett.
Mm-hmm.
Lloyd.
All right. I'm gonna go next. Rick Flag Sr. Lloyd. Magneto. I'm gonna say Kiryu too.
Yay.
Luffy.
Chilchuck, my king.
Right.
Kiryu, because he's cute. Lloyd and Magneto.
All right, we have a tie between Kiryu and Lloyd.
Yes.
Austen, break it.
Okay, Rick Flag Sr.
Got it.
Lucifer Morningstar.
Got it.
Barrett Wallace.
Okay.
And finally, Kazuma
Who didn't know that?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was not surprised.
Kazuma
Of course he
Kiryu is the DILF of the year.
Damn straight.